You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting nerds, and come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to Jeff when we got the fans. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh at memes, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing a song to the break of dawn. Gonna run this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting nerds, and come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yo,
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hey,
what's going on?
Welcome to season 3, episode number 1 of the PlayStation Collectors Podcast, 2024. New
Yeah.
year, new season. And first up guest is Radical Reggie. What's up, Reggie?
dude, I'm just happy I made it to season 3.
Right, so are we.
We all made it, yeah.
That's great, man. Happy to be here as usual, guys.
It's always good to have you, man. How are you doing tonight, Joe?
I'm doing pretty good myself. It's a little late here. I'm sorry we started a little later than normal. Might not be as lively as normal, but I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, life's good.
Right on.
Nice. And Happy New Year, everyone, 2024. We missed our New Year's Eve show, but we're back. We've got the quiz from New Year's Eve tonight, so it'll be a New Year's theme quiz, but it should be a bit of fun.
Nice.
Right, with time zones, I'm sure it's New Year's somewhere still, right? It's the 4th. I mean, like,
Yeah.
They're still celebrating. Some people celebrate up to a week of New Year's.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Someone hasn't sobered up yet. It's definitely New Year's for somebody still.
So, what have you guys been playing recently?
Oh man, I hate to say this, but Dead by Daylight. You know, I played it today, and that game is it's like a bread and butter type game. It's like if I get bored with it, I can play that game, get my game again, and get back to work. So it's a nice game to get into and get out of. But I've also been playing Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge,
Nice.
Dimension X, the new DLC for it. It has its own story mode. That's pretty fun. So I've been playing that. Well, that's about it. And then also a new game I got called Do Not Open, which I'll talk about later during the pickups part. But those 3 games mainly.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
So big surprise. I still play Beat Saber every day, but I've been like finally attempting the hardest songs. Like I can't beat them or anything, but I can like almost like I can get like some combos on the insane songs now. So I'm having fun with that. And then I've been putting a lot of time back into the Binding of Isaac. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I got back into that. Yeah, dude. And I don't know if anyone's familiar with the new expansion, but some of the characters, like the new characters they added, are just, oh man, are they brutal, dude.
Really?
Oh god, man, I'm not having fun, dude. I think I'm like on a negative 38 win streak with one character right now. I cannot win. It's like so hard, dude, but it is, it is what it is. But yeah, I want to unlock everything and then do eating streaks on Twitch eventually once I finally unlock all 3 million trillion characters and 50,000 items and all the absurd how much stuff there is.
What I like about games like that is over time they almost become like a comfort that you can just load them up at any time. You can be in any mood to play them. You can play them for any duration. You're gonna still get something out of the game. It's not like an RPG where you have to sit down and play it for 4 hours to enjoy your experience and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of people shit on the roguelike genre. They don't like it, they say. But if you do like it, it's pretty awesome because you can enjoy a game pretty much infinitely and have like a unique experience each time, especially with that game. There's just crazy amount of variables.
An example of like a roguelike game that's really good is like there's Double Dragon Gaiden. That's a roguelike beat 'em up. Mm-hmm. Another one is Remnant Part 2. I mean, the roguelike games are something very unique, man. A lot of people need to attempt to try them out at least,
there's just probably too many of them, so I think people are like just like ugh when they hear it. Almost they're like sick of it, which I get, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. Like I mean, Dead Cells is one of my favorite games ever, and that's a roguelike.
Really?
Oh my god, yeah, that game is another one that just kicks my ass. I got a problem. I don't like. I like games that are like it's slightly torturous. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like, I can't beat this piece of shit. I love it. I'm just gonna keep punishing myself for weeks until I finally beat it, and then I'm like, ugh. I don't even know if I had a good time, but that's just what I do. I don't know. Those are my
I was
favorite
watching some of
games.
the Remnant Part 2 gameplay the other day. It looks really good. I haven't touched it, so I'll have to pick it up at some point for sure.
Yeah, I heard that game shines as a co-op game. Like you have friends to play it with. I heard it's really fun. It's like a it's like a third-person action game, right? Basically.
Yeah, it almost gave me like Gears of War vibes a little bit. The way they move around and things like that. That was cool.
I'm pretty sure I own it. I don't know if I haven't played it, but I think I have it. Pretty sure. What about you?
Good old Gears of Wars, man.
Oh.
Well, I'm still stuck on that Geoguessr grind. I'm not really playing anything else. I put in like an hour of FIFA a night just to chill. Or one of my buddies comes around and we play a bit of FIFA. But I'm mainly just playing Geoguessr. I'm grinding it pretty hard. So yeah, I don't see myself stopping anytime soon.
Oh yeah, what countries have you been doing lately?
I've learned since last stream. I've learned all the provinces of the Philippines, and now I'm working on Indonesia's Kalimantan. So there's like 450 to learn. So,
Well, I mean, while you're doing this, have you been like memorizing where each game shop is throughout the world and like planning some sort of like massive?
well, funny you
trip
say
around
that.
it?
I've got a map that's all the game shops that I've visited. So maybe I should do a map of just video game shops in the world. That could be a bit of fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, I don't know. GeoGuessr, yeah, no, it's not for me. Sorry. I have a memory of a goldfish, and yeah, I like things that go explode. That's not my type of games.
What games are you guys looking forward to this year? You know, there hasn't been many for me so far, but two I can name right now is a fighting game called Under Night in Birth Part 2 that comes out the same day as Tekken 8.
One, yeah.
Did you? Oh, yeah. The sequel comes out this month on the 26th. It comes out the same day as Tekken 8, which I'm probably going to go ahead and get Under Night before Tekken 8 because Tekken 8 is $70. Yeah. And, you know, I'm like, hey, guys, and Under Night's $50. You know, I feel like, you know, it doesn't have all the DLC character type stuff. But at the same time, I can still enjoy Tekken because I can watch like the story play out online. Someone will beat the story. I get my fix like that. Then I buy the game later when it's a bit more in my price range, I would say. But Under Night, I've always felt like those are complete fighting games. Like they put enough characters on there to make it feels like it's a full game. I mean, anything that's DLC feels like it's really added on. It doesn't feel like, oh, they cut this out and then they're going to add it up later as DLC like other games do, like other fighting games do. So I feel I'm getting a complete package, so I'm excited about that. And then the other game I'm excited for is Little Nightmares Part 3. I know that's a crazy one, right, to think about. I wish it would have came out last year during October. It would have been perfect, but they're working on the game. And I feel bad because they're skipping the PS4 version. They're going to PS5, but they're putting the game on Switch still. They're putting it on Switch, though, because they got to get their Switch money, but they're skipping over PS4.
You're going to see that a lot lately. I think that's the new trend going into.
They're starting to do it, but I think PlayAsia is going to make a PS4 version, which I'll try to get because I like to have them all complete on one system because it's not a PS5 game. We know it's not, but you know they want to make it a PS5 game. So, but anyway,
I kind of enjoy seeing less PS4 games because it gives people collecting full sets closure because the PS4 library is insane at this point.
It is. You're right, man. There's so many like other like imports I want to get, like indie games that you guys got as physical. It's a fun system to collect for. I implore anybody who wants to get into collecting right now, go with the PS4. Start with PS4. You can start with PS3 too, but PS4 is just so much fun. You'll find all kind of great titles.
Reggie, I just wanted to touch on Under Night in Birth. Like, if you look at the PS3 version, it's still like $40-$50. But any old Tekken game you can get for $10, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, it's worth getting that game day one and picking up the game that sells a lot of copies later on.
Yeah, and it's like a full game, like arcade mode, story mode, endings, extras, unlockables, online play. If you can find anybody online still this to this day, I have found some people playing the PS3 version online still, but it's just you just know it's a full package, man. You can't really say that about a lot of games today, and that's to your point, Fixie. Like, yeah, that's why the game still holds value like it does. You know,
and I guess America usually release complete things. They're not a company known to put out a game and then put out DLC 12 months later in a Game of the Year edition.
You know, it's funny. Me and my friends in Media Glitch, we'll play this game called World War Z, which I got them hooked on it because I bought it when it first came out, and they've been making DLC for that game ever since it came out, and I'm so happy that they are, man, because that game is freaking awesome. It's not likely that they'll get to make a sequel to it, so adding continued content to it here and there just makes that game stay alive, which is awesome. So I like that kind of DLC that's not planned. But yeah, I was just thinking about that game, how awesome it is. I actually bought the new DLC that they had for it come out I think a couple of weeks ago, and me and Media Glitch are going to play soon. We just got to all get together. But I tried to play the DLC, man. It kicked my ass. I was like, dude, I need help. So I just put it on the side so we all can play together because I need those guys watching my back because it's brutal.
Did they announce a sequel to that, or am I thinking of something else?
No, they didn't announce a sequel to that because they just DLC. I mean, yeah, not that I know of at least. There's another game they're working on, I believe. It's like a survival horror, but definitely not a sequel. Happy New Year, guys!
Yeah,
I have that game if you want to play, Reggie. Let me know.
Yeah, well, right on, dude. Hey, we did pretty good on Chainsaw Massacre. We escaped together, so we were a good team on that.
We did. You were much better than me, but yeah.
Well, hey, all that matters is you escaped, though, man. Because we made sure we got out.
That was funny, man. It was hilarious. That was actually
it was, dude.
I like that game.
Yeah. They just need to expand it more, I would say. They only had like 3 levels. I think they expanded on it more. They need to do other things with it, but it could be a solid game. You know, I just wish like games like that had some kind of single player, you know, so the game's not a coffin when everybody stops playing it.
Wait, didn't Deadlight by Daylight announce they were adding a single player campaign?
I think they did, dude. I think I heard about that.
Yeah, I think they said they were gonna add like some single player content to that game, which is like actually like music to my ears. Like,
yeah,
I'm so excited to hear that. Just so that it has some, you know, life to it after the online servers die. You can still do something at least.
Exactly.
It's important because then the game's always going to be remembered as that was that old game we played 10 years ago. Not we can still play it and have the old experience. It won't be as good, but you can still play the games, you know.
Yeah, even adding bots to that game would help it out greatly. You know what I mean? So, you know, that means that you can still play it like without other people. You can just go through the main story or whatever like that. So, yeah.
And that's what a lot of games do when game servers get dead. They fill the lobby with bots and AI and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly you can play again, and it's not a great experience, but AI technology is getting better, and you know AI in video games is getting better too. So you can get killed by bots, things like that. So it is a better experience than it was 5 or 6 years ago, that's for sure.
I'll tell you a game that people are happy that's going to die online is Friday the 13th. That dies later at the end of this year.
That died last year, didn't it?
Well, no, they announced that they were going to continue support for it. The ending support was going to be into 2024. And a lot of people were happy because when you go and play that game online now, it's like everybody's cheating. Like you think you're trying to escape with somebody and they lead you right to Jason. They're working with him and stuff like that. It's like it's like, dude, this game is so like not fun. Like they made characters like able to shoot each other. I remember one time I thought I was teaming up with these people and the guy grabbed a shotgun. I said, hey, there's a shotgun in there. And he's like, yeah, great. And we were walking in the middle of the street and he shot me in the back. I was like, why'd you do that? He's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I was like, oh gosh, these players, horrible. So
we're like in a party with Jason going, all right, we're going to corner him in this room.
Right. It's insane. That game was fun for a while, man, but people found a way to make it unfun, cheating. And it's like, dude, forget it. And then the studio who made it, which is called Gun something, they're the ones that made Chainsaw Massacre. So luckily they found a way around that cheating in this game. But still, they got to get that game more like online play. I would say a reason for people to come back and play it. I would say because it got dead. Chainsaw Massacre was dead for a minute too. People got tired of they don't like having to choose the Leatherface. They like choosing the other characters And in the match, they would always have to choose Leatherface. One person had to choose Leatherface.
You have to.
Then they're going back and forth and waiting it out. And it's like, dude, this is taking forever. I just want to get into a match. So they fixed that, thankfully, which is nice. But
You've really got to place blame on the developers because almost every online game faces the issue of players find the meta that destroys the game. It has to be patched out instantly to make the game even again. If you introduce a new character, it has to be balanced. A new weapon, it has to be balanced. You can never introduce something that becomes the meta because everyone will use it and it ruins the game. So, like, you know, there's every game out there features these issues. I'm sure everyone listening has played an online game that has had an update at some point where a certain thing became OP and you started using it and having fun. And then, you know, a few days later, it gets patched out. But obviously, Friday the 13th developers just didn't care at one point and stopped updating it, and the player base died, and then, you know, the game's dying and it's got a death point. So it's pretty sad.
They didn't expect it to blow up like it did because the Friday the 13th game was supposed to be another game before they got the license to it. It's going to be the same game, but it was their own IP before they got Friday the 13th. I forgot what it was called, but it had the same premise. And there's a killer trying to kill these campers or whatever like that. You try to get away. So I think they got kind of overwhelmed, but still, that's not an excuse, you know, for what happened, man. You know, you got to, I don't know.
You looking forward to the Killer Clowns game that's coming up?
I am, man, because that series is something that should have got a sequel years ago. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That thing that's a cult classic.
You want a movie, the actual film, to get a sequel to?
They were working on it. You know, I never forget John Vernon, man. Like, what you gonna do with those pies, boys? And you know, obviously they they killed them. But yeah, that movie has so many funny scenes to it, man. It's just like, yeah, just
the longest shower ever happened in that movie.
Dude, I know, right?
And then 45 minutes goes by, and then they cut back, and she's like getting out of the shower. I'm like, oh my god, what the heck? Like, there's a lot of epic parts of that movie. I would, you know, it'd be nice to get a good sequel, but I don't know if we'll get a good sequel.
Well, if Netflix picked it up, you know, it would probably be pretty good because Netflix is pretty good at doing sequels or finishing off series.
Cool. Like an actual series, that'd be cool.
A TV show, yeah, I could see that happen. Maybe like a limited show or an ongoing TV show.
No, like 1 season, 2 seasons,
1 season,
like that. Yeah,
something similar to like
how much story could there possibly
Twisted
be?
Metal or something.
Actually, like Day of the Dead, like how that got like a 1 season.
Yeah, like,
and they wrap things up.
Yeah, like you said, a limited series. I like those short little like things that are like. So I like those types of stories because they're usually pretty good because they're actually well constructed because they have a plan for the start, beginning, and ending. It's like, you know, they're like, this is going to be like these 5-6 episodes, and then that's it. It's a full, complete story. And like nowadays, what happens with most shows is like starts off strong because they have these great ideas and these great premises, and then what happens is as the show goes on, it gets worse and worse and worse. And the last few seasons are always a huge disappointment compared to the first few seasons. I can name infinite shows where that start off strong and they just like, and the last few seasons are just garbage.
I try to think of shows that didn't happen that way.
Yeah. 4 to 5 seasons is long enough, but what happens is that they want to milk it because they're making money on it. So they'll keep going with the show as long as they're making money, and that's when the story dries out. They don't know what else to do. I mean, yeah. Then they blame it on the viewership, like, oh, you guys weren't watching the show, that's why we canceled it, or whatever like that. Or that's why it was too. Yeah, all kind of excuses. But yeah, 4 to 5 seasons is enough. Mm-hmm. I mean, a good example of that was Breaking Bad. If you guys have seen that, that was 5-ish seasons, and it was perfect. You know, it played its course, and they moved on to something else.
Well, then you look at a show like How I Met Your Mother that was great after 5 or 6 seasons, and then it just dragged on. And by the 10th season, everyone recalls it as a terrible season, you know, because
it's like they don't know what to do. Like, hey,
oh, we need to finish. Let's just wrap up the whole season in like 5 episodes. And
did you watch any of like the latest Walking Dead? Oh.
Dude, I stopped watching The Walking Dead a little bit right around the time they met Negan. I was like, I think I'm good on this, man, because I just felt like it just.
The Negan stuff was all right, but then
it was, but I kind of felt like I was losing it after that because it's too long. They need to move the episodes on. Like the second season was the weirdest season to me, and And then after that, I just felt like the prison thing dragged on too long. They need to condense it and finish off a story arc in one season so you can move on to the next thing. They were trying to mix it up and add other stuff to it, and they made it too long and weird. So I stopped watching around the time Negan had them going around in circles, and then they had a cliffhanger. Then the season finale. I mean, the season beginning of what happened. I stopped watching around that. And
Mario,
the $20 donation. Thanks, Mario. Mario said, I want to Killer Clown's Texas Chainsaw game, but it's based off the Goonies. The kids and the sloth versus the Frentiles. That sounds cool.
No, so Sloth has to be like a neutral character that is either working for the Fratellis, but if you bring him enough fish heads, he'll convert to your side. And he'll be like Rocky Road, and then he'll join you and start kicking ass. So, but he has to also kill you because he is a Fratelli. You know what I mean? Like he's not just your pal. Like Sloth. You have to befriend Sloth.
Dude, the scene that sticks out to that movie the most to me, even when I was a kid, is when I forgot the kid's name.
Chunk.
Yeah, the Trouble Shuffle. What was his name?
I think it's Chunk.
Chunk, when he walked up to the car, he said, "Hey, my friends are in trouble," and he's like telling the guy that it was a dude, and he started. That scene is so hilarious, dude. He started singing, yeah. But you look at his face, how terrified he was when he saw that it was a guy, and the guy was like kind of laughing, singing at him. I'll never forget that, man. It was so funny.
I love when he tells the story about after he makes everyone puke, and he just goes, "Hey, Mom, I'm really starting to like this kid." I love how he says it. It's so good, dude. There's a million parts of that. It's so good. Movie's classic. I love the Goonies. It's like one of my favorites of all time. Music is incredible too. Like just
Goonies are Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, that video was really cool
too. But I love like when they're in the cave, that
the music, yeah.
Like all the little background and the ambient.
You know what was crazy, bro, in that movie? When I look at it now, man, the older brother, those guys that were picking on the older brother in the car and they grabbed his bike, that's like attempted murder today, man. Like what they did to him, like you see how high he flew over that hill? It's like, dude, that was Josh Brolin.
Movies like in the 90s that you were plot points that you're like, hang on, that happened. That was legal.
Yeah, like the whole thing. We and Joe, I think I showed you this the other day. The movie I was trying to figure out what it was called the other day. It's called the Last American Virgin. Yeah. And I watched the movie, dude. I was like, dude, the stuff that guy was doing in that movie, man, is like stalking type stuff. But back then, it was like looked as like he loved the girl and everything like that. He was like infatuated with her, staring at her in the distance. And then today you did it with somebody that's like considered stalking or whatever like that. So it's like crazy how things have changed from like, it's just hilarious. That movie's ending was freaking hilarious though, man. Like a lot of people weren't expecting it.
Comment quickly. It's from Facebook. It says, I noticed about 6 PS4 titles that were supposed to drop by the year's end only released on the Switch and the PS5. PlayAsia's bad for leaving things up to order that don't have stock, then cancelling months later. To add to that point, there's like still PS3 games on their website that haven't had releases that I get like messages about, "Hey Figsy, does this game exist?" Because I found it on PlayAsia. Like,
they put placeholders on there, man. And sometimes one of my friends, Kyle, he had something sitting on there for like 2 or 3 years before they finally canceled it.
Yeah, they'll take your money. They'll happily take your money.
They'll take the money, yep. And hey, just wait. We might get it. Like, no, PlayAsia. We know you guys are producing a lot of stuff, but sometimes you don't get everything. So just, take the money when you get it. That's make everybody happy.
Confusing though. I remember when I was trying to like complete the PSVR set, there were a few on there that like didn't really exist, and I had to like consult the gurus of Facebook. Like, what is this shit? Is this real? Like, it looks real. Can I buy this? No, doesn't exist.
There's a good rule. Nothing exists until you see a photo of it, not a stock photo. Photo of the real cover. Stock photos doesn't mean the game is real.
Yeah,
I agree.
The one that still like grinds my gears. Really grinds my gears. Do you know the Beholder games? Have you ever heard of them or seen that series? They're like these weird, creepy. Yeah, they're like you like monitor people and spy on people and stuff. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's a cool game. There's 3 of them, and 1 came out, and I bought it because 2 had been announced. It was one of those situations like PlayAsia put it up. I'm like, sweet, and I was like ready to go, and then just like never came out on the PS4, and then the Beholder 3 came out on the PS4, which annoys the hell out of me because 1 and 3 are on it. And then 2 finally did come out, but it came out on the damn Switch. It didn't come out on the PS4. I'm just like, it's irritating. So now I feel like selling my PS4 copy, buying all the Switch ones, just because they're all on the damn platform.
Yeah, a lot of titles like that, like Deadly Premonition. I got 1 on PS3. I got 2 on the Switch. Like,
dude, and Fixie, about that game runs so bad on the Switch. It needs to be on a PS4 or higher on that generation system.
Yeah, and it's a great game too. Like,
it is. It's just like, man, why would they just accept it for the Switch like that? You know,
No More
it's
Heroes.
Switch.
Well. If you want to play No More Heroes 2 and 3, you got to get a Switch copy.
Wow, that's crazy. What do you guys think about the Switch? Switch 2 dropping? Well, I don't know if it'll drop this year. But
every single day I go on Twitter, there's like trending Switch 2, and it's just people bullshitting about it. I'm gonna wait till like the Grand Theft Auto drop because it's gonna happen.
yeah. I feel like with the Switch 2, man, I feel like I'm just hoping that's backwards compatibility. That's all I care about at this point, because it'll give developers a way to like make certain older games better if it's backwards compatible, like, upgrade or whatever like that. So
yeah, not just that, it'll make the Switch more affordable because suddenly it's not a $700 console. It's a $700 console that you can sell your console you've already got for $350 for. And
wait, $700? Is that how much it is?
I'm just using rhetorical.
Oh, got it. Okay.
He also talks in funny Australian money.
So and I'm in Australia, so that was like the price of a PS5, for example. So again, my example for the PS5 was $700. But for me, I sold my PS4 Pro for $350, so like it cost me $350, and I can still play all the games. So it's like when you're looking at it from a gamer who probably doesn't have that much money, that's how they'll look at the new Switch. If it's not backwards compatible, they don't want to have to rebuy all their games. It just doesn't make sense.
So I'm just going to answer Kev's. I don't have like anything on my channel. I'm a lazy human being. But I'm getting a new computer soon because my computer's also a potato that's 8.5, 9 years old. Like I can't even install with the new Windows. It's like, what is this ancient device, sir?
Internet Explorer runs fine.
Yeah. So eventually I'll do things on my channel, but not right now.
Joe has a channel, guys. If you want to check out Joe, it's Joe Rad on YouTube. There's a link in the description.
Yeah, and then I stream on Twitch if you actually want to hang out. I do that more.
Joe, you're a busy guy though too. So you got work and everything like that, and then the games and stuff. So I don't even know if do you even sleep? Like, man, you're always like.
No, man, I be stripping in the evenings. I got no time for that. I gotta make money, bro.
Man.
Dude, Go back to the original question of what games are we excited for this year? One that I'm pretty excited for is the Final Fantasy VII Part 2.
100%.
Oh, I should have said that too, man. Yes, dude.
Like for Part 2. Like, I was excited for the new Final Fantasy 16, but I still haven't bought it yet.
Yeah,
and I know, and I'm on the whole fence that I'm not going to pick it up until they release the Game of the Year edition because I played 15 and didn't play the DLC, and I heard the DLC was great, but I don't want to replay the game to play the DLC, so I'll play that in the year. But I'm hoping that Final Fantasy VII Part 2 is a full game. They're not going to put DLC out because
they did on the first one.
Surely.
Well, I think the DLC was more of because people wanted more before they weren't going to have this one finished for a while. They knew that, so they made the DLC, and that's why the DLC is kind of its own thing. You don't need to play it, but if you do, because it's like in the original game, like you could play Final Fantasy VII, not even get Yuffie's character. Like she was totally optional.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I didn't really have a thing towards it, but I did end up getting the PS5 version because you could transfer your data over, which is what I did. I still haven't played the DLC yet because I was waiting to play it before the game came out, so I could kind of like, go over the story a little bit more.
The PS5 copy's holding its value pretty well, actually.
Yeah,
it probably will for a while, man, unless they do some kind of, because I think out of this Final Fantasy series, they're going to do 3 of them, which would make sense. 3 discs. I'm just wondering how this one's going to end, man, because I don't think it's going to end like the original game ended. Like, there's a lot of differences in the story with this game, so it feels fresh and like a sequel at the same time too. So
if Tifa dies, I'm going to riot. I'm just saying.
Nah, man, Tifa, I like her more than Aerith now. As soon as Aerith, I like Aerith more in the original game, but now like I heard her voice actor talk and how annoying she could be. I'm like, man, get her out of here. Like, it's like, dude, like.
No, I kind of like her in the game, so.
I'm also
I'm so upset.
insane. I'm pretty damn hyped for this game.
We're pretty sure we all know what happened in the original game, right? Like all of us that played through it.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a spoiler when it came out 25 years ago.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I didn't know the spoiler, man. Like when that thing happened to Area, dude, I thought she was just gonna be hurt real bad because I got her a limit break and everything. She was one of my main characters, so I thought I was gonna get her back later, and then it started to hit me as I played through the game. The second disc, I was like, man, she's not coming back, and it started to hurt me a bit, man. I was like, damn. But I'll never forget how that moment affected everybody, man. Like that was like almost on the level of Transformers Optimus Prime.
Dude, that was man.
That still hurts.
It ruined childhoods.
Yeah, man, they were upset about that. But that's how it kind of was in Final Fantasy VII and everything like that. But yeah, I feel like this new game, Fixie, as you mentioned it, man, it's going to be something epic for us, man. And I love that they went back to that story and they expanded on it. Like in the first original game, you weren't in Midgard very long, so you weren't able to see the different sectors. But in Final Fantasy VII Remake, you are able to see the other sectors and how some of them look and everything. And it's actually outstanding how it looks, man. It's amazing.
Awesome,
so,
well, another thing to add, and I'm assuming they're going to do this because they did for Final Fantasy 16, is it's going to be a PS5 exclusive. So the game's going to be designed for the PS5, and they're going to push the limits. So we're going to see a game that's made for modern consoles. Where right now we're seeing games that it has to run on the Switch, by the way, and we want to put out a PS4 copy, so you got to dumb it down, and we're going to see like top of the top. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, and also too with the rumor of the PS5 Pro coming out, the game is probably going to be pushed even more on that system, which is nice. So I think they're prepping for all that. This is going to be a good. Well, I mean, I don't know if a PS Pro will come out this year. I think it should come out this year. Obviously, we don't need one next year. We need one now.
It will be 4 years in December since the PS5.
Yeah, so we could use a PS5 Pro.
Fully backwards compatible. That's what we need.
Well, yeah, 100%, man. It's got to be backwards compatible with all PS4 games.
We'll never say it,
and Xbox. It needs to play Xbox games too.
Needs to play Xbox games too. Yeah, all that.
Just OG. All right, I'm reasonable. It doesn't have to play 360 games.
Well, it would have been the king of all systems, man, if they did backwards compatibility with PS1, PS2, and PS3. Like nobody would be able to stop it. That would have been ultimate.
I feel like they should, if this is like the end of the road for physical. Like give us the fucking the ultimate. Give us the
we know they won't because the way they talk about old systems is they had an interview.
But
once they don't make money, they're done with them pretty much. That's how they look at it.
If they were like they could sell it for like a long time though. Even if PS6 comes out, they could be like, we'll still sell you that old disc system that plays PS1 through PS5 if you want one. And like I wish.
People would have paid for it though. That's the thing. Like they would have paid for that backwards compatibility.
I want to dream, Joe, because I've been hurt in the past, and I want to be hurt again.
I'll pay an extra 100 per system. So if it plays PS3, I'll give you 100. Two, all right, I'll give you 50 for PS1 because that's pretty easy to do.
Matter of fact, Sony was the first system to actually do backwards compatibility with the PS2, so they should be leading the charge of backwards compatibility. But I think what killed it for them is the PS3 system. That system was so
to do backwards compatibility. What about the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color?
Oh, well, yeah, you could say that too. My bad. I'm just thinking like more people are thinking about main consoles though, like that because those are more portables. But yeah, you're right. The Game Boy Color was probably the first backwards compatible system.
That's a good question.
Never think about it.
I'm gonna write that down.
But yeah, I just felt they should lead the charge. But now I kind of understand why it got deflated because the PS3 was such a hard system to develop for. You could barely even emulate it properly. So putting the money into emulating that system to play on PS4, which they could have done, but I guess it wasn't. They didn't think it was very lucrative for them. They felt like they should just make certain games downloadable or remaster them somehow and let people play them like that. Like Rogue Galaxy was a good example of that.
They almost shot themselves in the foot by making piracy the most important issue to tackle. So they made the system so encrypted and so hard to develop for.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, when they want to replicate these systems themselves, it's going to cost way too much money, and it just doesn't make sense. So, like,
how'd that work out?
The main reason behind not getting backwards compatibility.
So,
however, I think if they did just PS1 and 2, it would be a lot cheaper than trying to incorporate the 3.
That's fine.
That would have been acceptable. I mean,
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
a couple other games I'm looking forward to. So I'm looking forward to the new the Euden Chronicle game, the one that's like the new.
Oh, the Suikoden, by the Suikoden or Suikoden, however you
Yeah.
pronounce it.
I'm looking
Yeah, that
forward
looks
to the
really good.
remake.
Yo, they
I'm
actually
also
skipped
looking
over the PS4 version, man. I was hoping for a PS4, but they're going to Switch and PS5 only. For
Really?
that game.
That
Yeah.
sucks because I have the prequel on PS4.
Well, Play Asia might do the PS4 copy, so maybe we'll keep an eye out for that.
I'll
one.
get it. I'll pick that up then. I'm also looking forward to the Unicorn Overlord. You seen of that one? That's like the new Vanillaware game. It's like a
Mm-mm.
Oh
strategy
yeah, that looks
RPG.
good. Like the new Dragon's Crown Odin Sphere type.
Yeah, it's like a strategy RPG with the amazing graphics that they have, and it looks.
Oh,
pretty
that same people did the
good.
21 Sentinels game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks
Makes
insane.
sense.
It's not the most badass name I've ever heard, but it still looks pretty awesome.
Right
And
on.
gosh, what else I'm looking? Oh, and then if I think it's coming out this year, I'm hoping it is. I'm actually really looking forward to the Dragon Quest 3 remake. Have you seen that? Like it's like
Mm-mm.
Dragon. Yeah, so it's Dragon Warrior 3 in the United States, Dragon Quest 3. They remaking that, and it has like a Octopath Traveler like just paint, coat of paint on it. Looks like they updated the graphics like that, kind of like they did with the new Star Ocean remake they did.
Oh, Star Ocean remake. I'm still playing it, dude. I got like 90 hours in.
How many you mean, first playthrough or your second playthrough?
It's my like 8th playthrough, to be honest with you, because they made the game where you could replay it and unlock more endings. So
Yeah.
I almost got all 99 endings unlocked, dude. Like I'm going all out.
That's sick, dude. Well, that's good, man. I mean, you love it and get to enjoy it. That's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
I more or less think in 2024 is going to be my year where I go back and play all these games that I like missed because there's just so many games coming out. I could probably name 10 RPGs that I haven't started yet that I really want to dive into. So looking forward to it. It should be a good year.
Or is it more like newer RPGs for you, or like some older ones on older systems that you're
Yeah,
trying to
like I played a lot last year, but so many games came out that I want to play through, like Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Star Ocean. That's 300 hours right there. That's probably going to take me 3 months to play through because I play through multiple. Like I still play my daily games when I'm playing through these games, so I'm not pumping them out in a couple of weeks or anything. I want to play. There's still old Pokemon games I haven't finished or haven't started. I want to return to and things like that. And my list is growing by the year. That's for sure.
Is Pokemon Go still a thing?
It is. Yeah.
It is where people go out and hunt with their phone.
There's
And
still
find
events
Pokemon.
around the world for Pokemon Go. It's its own
Wow.
community, and it makes a lot of money too. So
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually did start Final Fantasy 16 recently because of the hype. I picked it up it was like on sale during one of the sales or whatever. And have you tried it at all, Reggie? Have you played it at all, Figsy? Did you play the demo?
No,
my
Joel
God.
actually played it, and he liked it a lot. He said it was a great experience. So, but for me, I was kind of more tuned for Final Fantasy 7 Part 2, so I didn't play 16 at all. I got to play that one first.
I've watched gameplay. It looks amazing. But I knew that I won't have the time to play it. So.
Dude, that's all I gotta say. Like, I played the first hour and a half of it, and it is just the longest cinematic of my life. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. It was just this. I like story, dude. It's fun, but oh my god, you don't play for like an hour. Like you get to watch like a 20-minute movie, and then they're like, "This is how you move. This is how you swing your sword." And then you get to watch another 30-minute movie, and you're like, "Oh my freaking god, dude!" Like it's just like it is the slowest start to a game that I've experienced.
That's where you need 6 hours to do that, and you almost have to go into it like you're watching a movie for the first couple.
Dude, you just sit there and watch, and like I think I've ruined my brain, dudes, because I'm addicted to the shmups. I'm addicted to the games where you just like, all right, let's go. Wow. Freaking move, dodge bullets, dude. Just freaking like I don't have any patience for this shit. I'm like I need that like adrenaline rush. So it's so hard for me to be like, all right, I'm gonna play a game. I'm gonna be entertained and sit there and just be like,
yeah.
For a long time. For a little while, I don't mind cutscenes. I love cutscenes and story, but dude, I'm telling you, it's a lot.
And you can't skip them?
You can.
Okay, then you need option to skip, I guess.
I'm sure you can, and I'm sure people just says you can do that, but like why would you? I don't know. Like RPGs, like you can't skip the story. For me, I can't. Like the point of playing an RPG is like the story is like a huge part of it to me. Like I don't know. Like you don't get the twists and the turns. You don't get developed. You don't get interested in the characters. So like I don't know. You just it's like watching a movie and skipping everything except the action scenes. You just don't know what you got to watch the movie. I don't know. I just wish it was toned down a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, it seems like they want to make a game like that, like with RPG, especially with the Final Fantasy series. What's been happening is they've been making the games like a big showpiece. Like they have to make it really look like a movie, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I think ever since Final Fantasy 13, they kind of started that kind of production with the Final Fantasy games, like making the production values super high. And obviously, they make the cinematics like movies and stuff like that. But when it comes to the gameplay, you know, that's like a second thought almost in a way. Like they're focusing on graphics and doing all this crazy stuff to make it wow you. But at the same time, you want a game to play and you're not trying to sit and watch a movie. You know what I mean? Because that's what takes away from games back in the day in the golden era RPGs. Like before voice acting and all that stuff, we read and we had a fantasy of like how we thought the characters talked in our minds and everything like that. That's why it's way different now. It was hard for me to accept during like when Final Fantasy X first came out, like voice acting. I don't need to hear their voices. Just let me read some text because the fantasy of the game is like me like thinking how the characters sound, and, you know, and everything like that. But
and it can be totally ruined because if you're especially the main hero. So like if you're like they identify with the main hero and you're just reading it, like it's in my mind the hero sounds like a badass, and in Japan's mind or in the translator's mind he's like, "Hey guys, whoa, we're going on an adventure," and I'm like, "Oh, what is this? Why is this corny as freaking hell, bro?" It was like it was metal as shit in my head. I was like, "Oh man, you killed my father." And my name
it's like, dude,
that line between having a silent protagonist can be great, but it can also be a bad thing, and then having a protagonist that talks can ruin the experience. So it's a fine line. Like the Zelda games, the protagonist doesn't talk, right? It's just everyone else. I can't recall Link talking.
No,
yeah,
that freaking thing that goes, "Hey,
the only thing you'll get from Link is like a grunt or a yell if he falls or something silly like that, you know. But I think they made the right decision not giving him a voice, you know, because it would have, I don't know, just it would have changed things a lot, I would say. So having a silent protagonist in a game like that is actually pretty good.
The idea behind that is you don't give the protagonist a voice, the player then gives them the voice, and the player becomes the character. And that's the whole idea behind it.
Yeah, you did look at it like that. Yeah.
RPGs literally taught me how to read as a little kid. Like that's how I learned to read, was playing RPGs. And as I grew up, like I got into like fantasy and reading books and stuff because of RPGs. Like I loved Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and Wheel of Time.
Yeah, you could probably read a J.R. Tolkien book like because you play RPGs. Like J.R. Tolkien books are crazy to read. I mean, like let's be honest.
I read The Hobbit in the 6th grade, and I totally understood The Hobbit. And then I read Lord of the Rings, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Did no idea what that.
You're right. I read The Hobbit when I was young, and it was like full on reading. You know, it wasn't. You just pick up and start smashing out.
Now let's not. I mean, like some of the dialogue and some of the text in RPGs like Final Fantasy VII weren't really well written. Like you remember this guy are sick. Like some of the translation was pretty bad, but but still, you know, reading a lot of that text was helpful. You know what I mean? So that's why I appreciate a lot of the old school RPGs. And what's funny, they still kind of make those games today, but not in the physical format. They're usually like on an iPhone, like a phone or some kind of download game or whatever like that. You can play that has a lot of text that you can read like in the old school days.
Well, $39.99 at limited run games.
Oh, really?
Camco.
A lot of them, they do a lot of the iPhone games. That was the joke.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
dude. You know, it kind of looks like a interesting low budget RPG. Have you seen that Light Fairy Tale 1 and 2 that Red Arc Games has? It actually looks pretty interesting.
Yes.
I think I might pick it up.
I think I have part 1 on order.
Yeah, 1's already out, and they had like a bundle to get them both, so I think I might pick that up.
Looks a good comment here from Gorilla Glue too. I just wanted to touch on it. It's so true. He said, Sony need to get their heads out of their asses and remake SOCOM 2 and MAG, or bring them out remastered with online functionality. And I think it's so true now that Call of Duty is going to Xbox. Like if they want to get this new wave of shooters, of players playing shooters, they bring in games like this because, SOCOM and Mag's going to instantly have this massive player base of players who played it back in the day, talking about it on the internet, and it's suddenly going to get all these new players going, I need to buy a PlayStation to play this. Right now, people that want to play games like The Last of Us and God of War and RPGs and stuff, you buy a PlayStation. But if you want to play a shooter, you buy an Xbox or a PC. What shooter games are exclusive to PlayStation? I can't think of one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess 41 hours.
Is that 10 million consoles?
That's on PS4 and PS5, as far as I know. It's physical, at least. Sony really shot themselves in the foot with that whole deal, man. Like they were going to be a part of that one deal, and now they kind of like they're not going to be in it at all.
Did you read there was leaks from Sony, and they leaked emails about that deal, and Sony were like really worried about losing that deal. Like it was a big thing to lose that deal for them. So
yeah, Sony, man, they do a lot of stuff that kind of shoots them in the foot. The whole thing with what was that game called? Starfield?
Yep.
That was that Starfield. Is it the one that came out on Xbox is exclusive?
That was Starfield.
Yeah, that was originally supposed to be a PS5 game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sony got greedy and was like, ugh, and now they have nothing. It's like, dude, this.
Well, it's not just that. We also are now not getting a new Elder Scrolls game. It'll be on Xbox and PC. Like, imagine going back to 2013 and telling someone playing Skyrim for the first time, oh, by the way, you'll never play the new one on PlayStation. Doesn't make sense back then because actually it might have a little bit because the game was a bit broken on PS3, bad example. But, like I played it on the PS3. I had an amazing experience back in 2011, 2012. So it's crazy to think that these companies are willing to just lose IPs like that and not fight for them.
Yeah. So with the somebody wrote in the comments that they think Xbox is dying. I'm thinking to myself, like, are you kidding me? Game Pass is taking over.
I feel like Xbox had the best year last year. Like they won 2023 for sure.
Really?
Because Xbox were down, and then Game Pass is just like fully
because of Game Pass. Yeah.
100%.
So didn't they announce that their new console that won't have a disk drive though? Wasn't like the new series, like the nicer one, like not having a disk drive? Am I crazy?
At this point, I don't look at Xbox like a physical platform.
Yeah, they're kind of pushing away from that. I mean, you pretty much can access all your games from all these different devices with Xbox. That's what Game Pass has done, and a lot of people are hopping on that bandwagon for it. I mean, $1 a month Game Pass, even though most people are canceling and re-signing up for $1. I understand that. They say that money.
No,
it's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I mean, I would do it.
And then the next message is, would you like to re-sign up for $1? All
right.
Yeah.
But making games accessible on all these different platforms has really brought them up. I mean, they've kind of expanded beyond the console. I go, hey, it's awesome to think I could like play a game on my freaking Xbox game on my phone without even owning the Xbox. Have access to my save data and all that stuff. So,
and I think that's important today, being in like a global financial crisis where a lot of people don't have money anymore. And if you look at PlayStation, it's more expensive to play than ever. Like if you want to play online with your friends, it's more expensive than it used to be.
Yeah.
The membership's more expensive. Like PS5s are more expensive than
3 tiers of membership. Like what?
Yeah, exactly. If I was 17. Buying a console to play with my friends, I'm buying an Xbox Series S, the cheap one, that's online, digital only, no disc drive, and getting Game Pass because it makes sense.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah, it does make sense, but I don't like it. Like I'm like sad that there's going to be a day where there's like these new Bethesda games that are only available digitally. that like and I don't mind that they're doing that with their system, but it sucks that they're also like exclusive. Like you're not going to be on PS5 or I can't grab a copy.
They'll be on PC. You upgrade your PC, you'll be able to play them.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And like most, like you said, FPS games especially, like I prefer playing them on PC immensely over playing them on console by like a light years. So I'm not mad about those types of games anyway, but I would be bummed if the newest Elder Scrolls is only on Game Pass or PC and I can only play it that way. I don't know, it just kind of bums me out.
I had something interesting to share. So one of my friends is getting some games from me. I'm helping them out there in America, and they collect for the Xbox One. So I'm getting them the AFL games and things like that. And one of the new games came out last year. Anyway, like it's been 6 months and the price hasn't dropped. And like there's not many physical copies out there, which is weird because it's like a new game. But it's just there's not many physical copies for new games for Xbox anymore. Like the cheapest copy is the same price as a brand new digital copy. So yeah, it's like really noticeable that games don't get cheaper secondhand anymore because there's not many of them.
Yeah. There's another game.
If the like Xbox and Sony and Nintendo can control that price and be like, if we just trickle out a little bit, we can keep the price at $60. Guess what? They're going to do that because it's in their best interest.
I think, especially Nintendo's gotten smarter about how they release their games because they know people will try to buy them all up or whatever like that. So, like what happened with Metroid Dread, the collector's edition, they put out a few copies of it, let it sell out, and saw people trying to resell it. Then they brought out a few more to let regular people want to get the regular copy of it. So, because a lot of resellers were just buying them up and trying to resell them. So they saw how they did that. So they would just put out a little bit, and then they put out a little bit more for people.
Let the scalpers fill up their houses with these damn things
and not be able to sell them.
Sounds good to me.
Like the Mario 3D All Stars pack where people would buy.
Yeah, you remember that, dude? Like, dude, I was like, come on.
I think people did that with the PS Portal that just came out. I saw people who bought like 50 of those things, and I'm like, I can't see that being super high demand where you're just going to fly through 50 PS Portals and make a ton of bank. Like, I see you selling them at a loss sooner than later. They'll go on sale before you can sell them all for cheaper than you paid.
This is sounding like the PS Vita where it might be worth holding for 10 years.
Everybody's trying to make a quick buck, it seems, when it comes to reselling. So I'm like, geez, man.
I mean, that's true, though. Like, that is how it works.
Well, Fixie, I believe in like letting stuff just earn its value instead of people making the value for it. Trying to buy it all up. That's like somebody buying a whole bunch of copies of a game and then trying to like increase the price or whatever like that. It's like, dude, come on, just let that game earn its own value, and then it'll truly be worth something. You know what I mean? But a lot of people just try.
Talking about my Elder Scrolls expansion, 50 copies that I have.
Dude, I got my online copy right here, man, ready to go, man. I think you're awesome for having that.
Dude, I got you. That's like Bitcoin. I got you in on the ground floor. I gave you what that thing's gonna be worth. Just you wait.
You gotta get that thing graded now. Sooner rather than later. Hey, one thing I wanted to mention that I've seen on the internet lately, what's going on with this whole like cup craze? Since when did buying a plastic cup become like a thing that people slept outside of shops for? Am I going crazy, or is
that something happened with that going on in the world? Like,
yeah, these new trends that I've been seeing is like these girls going after drink cups, and it's this new thing. Have you guys not seen it?
I have not. The only thing I've seen really going on online is like the whole political thing, and then the freaking somebody acting crazy on camera that they call Karen, doing crazy stuff. It's funny. It's like, dude, what is going on in the world? Can you believe that?
I don't know, the Karen videos are all fake. So
I'm starting to think that a lot of them are, man. Like this is like some of these people just want attention. Isn't crazy how people they'll do anything for attention. Like, man, just to get a couple of views, man, they get that adrenaline. It's like, dude, make people act a fool. I'm like, come on now.
Well, remember back in the day, videos used to be like, they would start and you'd always miss part and it'd be weird angles because it's always real. Like they filmed halfway through or something. These days, you get the full story from the start to the end. Like, fuck off.
Man, it's some weird times. But 2024, man. I mean, it's here. We talked about some of the games that we're looking forward to playing, some of the games we played already, Anything else you guys looking forward to this year? Like any New Year's? Well, I guess what we say New Year's was. Well, we say that before New Year's, but I don't know. Just lots gonna. I think this is gonna be a good. Well, I say that I'm hoping this is gonna be a good year, especially for gaming. I'm waiting on a lot of cool games to come out. Like, you guys ever played the Dark Anthologies?
I've had them. I haven't played them. Though. I've looked into them. They look pretty cool.
Yeah, so they're like Until Dawn. If you play those games like that, we were supposed to get one last year, but they delayed it to earlier this year because they're starting a new season. But I look forward to those games. I have a feeling that game's going to get delayed to this October though. So,
Reggie, I wanted to bring up a little bit of a sour note, I guess, in terms of what I think of 2024 is. I think collecting physical media is going to become less and less of a thing. Like just this week alone, Best Buy stores were like cleaning out all their physical media, and those photos being shared of shelves being completely empty. I can see that happening more and more in places like JB Hi-Fi in Australia and Big W.
Well, as far as physical media, I think DVD and Blu-ray, if anything, will probably be the first to go, but I don't think we have anything to worry about anytime soon because Amazon will take over when it comes to physical media for that type of stuff. Best Buy was hanging on by a thread by making exclusive versions of the same movies, and that's what they were making off of. But that kind of fell through for them. But as far as physical media dying out, man, I mean, I don't think we have to worry about. Obviously, we're not going to see any 8K Blu-rays or whatever like that. 8K will be digital only, I would say. But as far as gaming, I feel like the physical collector is strong enough to where these companies will still think they have to do some kind of physical media, even though they cheat us on the media where day one patches and stuff like that. So even what I'm trying to say is like, I think the next generation is going to be physical, at least for PlayStation it is, and obviously Nintendo.
Do you think that the physical media will still be sold in like brick and mortar shops, or it would just be all like Amazon, or you buy it from this website, you buy it from here, and they're cutting out the middleman?
I mean, the middleman, they're definitely trying to cut out the middleman. I feel like it'll probably won't be more online, I would think, because like, there's no real, what am I trying to say here? It's just like when it comes to those shops, man, it's just not, I don't know, very lucrative for them, I would say. You know what I mean? Nobody's going.
Hey, I can name you more video game shops that are online than brick and mortar stores. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, I buy most of my stuff when it comes to new stuff on Amazon. I want my stuff delivered to me. I don't want to go out to a store. I love when I get that knock on the door and say, hey, Mr. Williams, here's your new game. Well, they don't say that, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's delivered.
Oh, my God, damn.
I mean, you get service like that, man. You got a little bit of money, I guess.
A cupcake with a candle in it. And they're like, yeah, really.
I mean, it's just so. I mean, maybe I have the whole COVID thing to think because of this. Because I used to like going out game hunting all the time, which I still do somewhat, but not like I used to. It's just that a lot of these gaming stores live next to me. They don't really have anything anymore. Everything is online. Unless you go to a convention where you have multiple sellers at these shows that you can go to different ones. You can find different stuff. But as far as like local stores,
where you take $30 out and come home with a bag full of video games.
Oh gosh, those days were so great, man. It's thinking about them just warms my heart. But those days, unfortunately, are a thing of the past because everybody wants to get in on it, But yeah, as far as it's going back to the whole thing, I just feel like those stores are not gonna really have anything going on, man, because everything is you can go to online stores and find the best deal. You got to think about it like this: we're looking for the best deals. We want to pay the cheapest, and if there's a deal going on or somebody's going to have a game delivered to us,
shipping to my
free shipping, Amazon Prime member, boom, I'm going with that option. My local GameStop, they don't have nothing in those stores, man. They don't even get pre-orders properly anymore. You have to pre-order everything. That wasn't like that. GameStop used to be loaded with stuff. Maybe you want to go to their stores, like, oh my God, I can't wait to go to GameStop because I'm getting surprised. I know my GameStop's like inventory now. Like that. I mean, I want a surprise when I go into the store.
Yeah.
And it's not happening like that anymore.
Nailed it there. I think it'll be a case of these shops that sell modern games are going to struggle, but places that sell retro are still going to survive because that's going to be where collectors are going to go to.
Well, the thing about the people sell modern, if you want your business to survive, you have to sell different stuff. You have to sell modern, retro, obviously, and then you have to have something else in your business to draw people to you so you can make your money. It's tough to
Pokemon
just
cards or something that's in at the moment.
exactly. It's tough to
People
sell
come in
just
and
video
spend
games alone.
$30 a week on it, and it
Mhm.
keeps the lights on and different things like that.
Yeah, and like obviously it's tough to sell video games on its own because look at what GameStop's doing. They're bringing all that merchandise in their stores. They're trying to sell that stuff takes up half of the store.
Yeah,
Like where are the games at?
they sell clothes and like weird stuff like toys and plushies and
Yeah,
like it's more of like a kid's shop than a game store anymore.
yeah. I mean, I remember the days. I remember back in the day when it was called Software Etc. Even Funko Land. You go to that place, it was loaded of games.
Land.
Yeah,
Funko,
I'm going back.
Land up, man. That breaks my heart, man. You could go in and buy every Nintendo card for like 30 cents, 50 cents. Like,
And he's had a little newspaper list. Yeah,
and you could just be like whatever, any game you want. Be like the most expensive game was like the Flintstones, like $5, whatever. It was like so cheap. All the Sega and SNES games I could have bought. Oh, dude.
and another thing, Fixie, GameStop is trying to bring back a retro to their stores. I mean, they had PS2 games on the shelf when I last went. They had Klonoa. I actually took a picture on Twitter, but the Klonoa, people were like saying I should have picked it up. Like, man, it had like I didn't show the picture of it, but it had mold on it, and they were trying to sell it for like the regular price. That's gross. Like the mold, it was just in that bad area, but still, I don't want to buy it.
The problem in selling retro is then they have to train their employees in.
They won't do it.
It's rare mold. Or
They won't do it.
vintage molds. Vintage is my favorite word that people put in like marketplace ads. They're like vintage PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm trying to say it's over time old, but
I'm like wine. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
but they had Klonoa for $20, and I almost picked it up because I had a coupon, but like it's like had mold on. I was like, oh, dude, like I don't know where this has been. And then you don't need to get that version of Klonoa unless you just want to have it because they made the Reverie series, which comes with Klonoa 1 and 2 on it. So people can get that now on a Switch, PS4 play on a modern system. Because, I mean, I'm not saying nobody has their PS2 hooked up these days, but more people have a PS4 or Switch hooked up, ready to go. So,
and it's more enjoyable on the modern systems anyway. Like I got it on the Switch, and I had a great time playing it. And I've never played my PS2 version before.
Yeah, you don't even really need to unless you just want like to see if there's any minor differences or whatever like that. Yeah. I think the only benefit of playing it on the PS2 is that the whole game is on the disc or spinning on the disc, kind of. You know what I mean? Like it's playing off the original hardware.
Because of the load times.
Yeah, there you go. An example of that.
That's my biggest issue going back on actual PS2 hardware.
But
dear Lord, it takes a long time to load these things. It just takes a long time.
But it kind of shows you guys that when things get rough, a lot of these companies like GameStop, they go back to old school and say, hey, let's bring up our retro inventory, see if we get some sales off of that stuff. They be holding that stuff for bad times, I think. So, and is it going to work for them? For a little while, maybe, but they don't. I mean, they're going to eventually run out because I don't think a lot of people are trading in stuff to GameStop because they know they get ripped off on the price. They look for dumb people to trade stuff in.
They're buying
not going to last.
Dozens of Pokemon games, and like 90% will be all fake.
Yeah, going back to the fake, people traded in repro games. I saw a video years ago. This guy traded in some repro games, he filmed it. He wanted to see the GameStop employees would take it. They took it with ease. Like, this game's worth this much. Now, the highest value you could get for a rare game was $30. So if it's like a $300 game or $200, whatever like that, they're only going to give you $30 store credit for it or whatever like that. So he traded in a bunch of stuff.
He's still making what's the fake game cost you? $5?
Yeah, or whatever. And then the thing is, the people who are buying that stuff, they're probably don't even know if it's a fake or whatever like that. So GameStop doesn't get any pushback. Nobody's calling, hey, this game is not real. Only the hardcore like us would know better. A lot of these casual gamers don't care. Oh, I just got this rare game for $200 or whatever, and it works. That's it. So
Tyler was saying that he pre-ordered the Liza P Deluxe Edition at GameStop as soon as it was available, fully paid it off, and then when the release date came, they said they shorted copies. He never got it. Like Amazon would never do that.
That happened to me once at GameStop. I still remember how pissed I was. I ordered the Pizza Edition Catherine for PS3. You guys remember that game called Catherine?
Yeah. I've got the Pizza Edition on.
I ordered that version from GameStop, and when it came down, we thought you only wanted the regular edition. I said, my receipt says I paid for this version. What's going on? Oh, we ran out of copies. I was like, dude, that's why I don't really pre-order stuff anymore because I've been burned, and I got burned last year when I ordered the King of Fighters 15 Collector's Edition from GameStop. When it came to pick up my copy, they tried to give me the regular one. Then I had to wait a month to try to get another one from another GameStop that fell through. Then when I called GameStop themselves, they gave me some BS excuse. Like I called their corporate, they gave me some BS excuse. So I was like, dude, it's not worth pre-ordering.
I don't care about collectors, and it's a collector's edition. It's in the name.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy. So I was like, yeah, no more pre-orders for me. And I kind of stopped doing that shit.
$10 donation. Thanks, heaps, man. Said, cheers, gentlemen. As a Switch collector, I am glad I'm now in because with all the limited print games, it's going to be impossible in the future for peeps to get what they want. And it's definitely true. For PS4, PS5, the Switch, unless you're collecting from day one, it's practically impossible to get a full set. The Vita as well. If you don't have a full Vita set, you're not getting one today unless you're paying 3-4 times what the games are worth, and it's just there's no point in that.
There's no fun in that, yeah. Unless you
can still go back and collect a full Wii set or a full 360 set or a full PS3 set, and it's not going to cost you thousands of dollars because these games don't have 200 low print games that are all sold at $40 a pop, and there's only 2,000 copies, etc.
If the new Switch is fully backwards compatible with the old Switch too, dear Lord. The games will just
prices will go up even more. Exactly.
No matter what, even if it's not, let's say it's not compatible at all, those games will still be insanely valuable. The Switch is just a monster. It's insane. Yeah. Some of the games already are absurdly expensive.
Do you guys think it's going to be
so many people reselling Switch games or hoarding low print games that will just maintain their prices because there's that many.
I want the Messenger. I don't think I'm ever going to own that game. It's just so expensive. I'm like, and it's like $5 digitally. I'm like, all right, you got me. You win. I'm gonna pay $5 to play this damn game. I'm not playing $250 to pay a guy an 8-bit freaking Ninja Gaiden game. Whatever.
That's where all this limited print stuff bites you in the ass, man. I mean, unless you get it on time or whatever like that, if you miss out, you're in trouble. And nobody to me, like that's sane wants to pay like $300-400 for a game that just came out or whatever like that, So
I would say for the PS4, it's not like that anymore. If you miss a PS4 release, they don't go up much like they used to. But if you go back to 2016, 2017, it was crazy. But now the limited run, I like it. Number 500 and blah blah blah. The prices aren't.
Well, they got bought out by the Embracer Group, so those guys started making like a lot of like different releases and everything. Limited Run was pretty hot the first couple of years, I think, but then I think like around that time that something like that game came out. What was it called? It was the Bird King.
Yeah, Revenge of the Bird King. Yeah,
somewhere around that time, man, when people started kind of falling off on them and everything. So
there was a lot of controversies for Limited Run.
Dude, the Limited, that was the first one I remember because I remember Jason, Metal Jesus got attacked for it and everything like that. They pretty much say, "Hey, would you like to show off our new game in your video?" He's like, "Hey, no problem." And they told him, "Hey, can you like let people know they're going to be at the show?" And that kind of set him up, like, man, because Jason doesn't know how the collector scene is. And then when he did that video, all these people started coming at him like mad, like.
Like he's planning it, like he's sitting in a lab or on a table with his cat.
Yeah, I remember asking about it. I remember asking on the show about it. He's like, "Man, what the heck what's going on with the collector scene?" I was like, "Yeah, that's how it is, man. If they can't have access to it, man. They get mad." So it was just a weird situation to put him in, like to have him do that video. So
I just want to.
I think Dave makes a good point here. He said that. I think a lot of those Switch titles will be listed on eBay until the end of time. I definitely think for a lot of them, you're right, and like more so for the PS4, but a lot of the Switch titles, because there are so few of them, will sell out, and there'll be so many that are crazy expensive.
I mean, it's gonna go. There's thousands of games, so some will be like that, and some won't. You can already tell the trends of like which games are going to be expensive already. If they're expensive now, those are a solid bet. But then again, reprints are fucking crazy these days too. Like,
yeah, our Siberia collector's edition, our collectors 1 and 2, that got a reprint.
Yeah, crazy. Painkiller, and like they can do the most expensive games, and they're actively trying to do the most expensive games. Like, it's not just a fluke. Like they're going, okay, this is the most expensive game for this system. Can I make more copies?
Or what's in high demand? Or usually if it's whatever like that.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just one of the things I just wanted to say are like you're like physical media is dying and it's all going to go to like Amazon and stuff like that. I really do feel like there's just going to be few companies that like really take over. Like I think PlayAsia will make it because as long as Japan's
Yes.
doing it, PlayAsia is going to be doing fine. And
Yep.
I also like the ones that just have stellar reputations. I'm telling you, like I never get any like I always get everything's right from PlayAsia for me. I've never had any problems. I'm sure some people have, but I've never had any problems. Everything comes in a box. Nothing's ever broken. It's always what I want. It's always in a reasonable amount of time. Like I haven't, unless like nobody got their copies or something like that. It's never like I'm just mine. Like I don't know. And then Video Games Plus, I think they're killing it. I think they're just going to do better and better over time. And I just think that like people are going to go to these like it's going to be like 5 different places that people go to get their games, and that's it. It's going to be just like 4 or 5 websites that do it.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see a lot of developers selling games from the websites themselves, just completely skipping out publishers and being like, we only have to print 2,000. What's that? Like 20 grand? Let's get a loan, do it ourselves, cut out the 20%, make the money ourselves, and pay less on interest. And they're already doing that. Like we're already seeing companies selling games themselves, which is cool. I'm happy to support the guy who made the game who's selling it on his own website. That's cool.
I wanted to ask you guys. Well, also, this is the last thing about physical media, man. I think there'll be some form of it always around. I mean, and I'll give you an example of that. Evercade. Look how popular they are. Making physical media, and they're doing they're doing their own exclusive titles too, like a game like what's it called? Void something. I can't remember the name. I just actually had it in the video. But anyways, Full Void. That game came out on all systems, but they got to do a physical version for it, only on their system. So, if you want the physical, you get it on that system, which is cool. So Evercade has been a successful system that I feel like will last in the future because they'll start to do more exclusive titles for that system, I would think, So I think that's pretty cool. I did want to ask this, though, guys. I was looking at my Game Eye app, and I looked at how many Switch games I own, allegedly, because some Switch games aren't listed in here yet. But it says I have 285 Switch games. Do you guys know how many Switch games you guys own? Like, do you have an inventory list of how many games you own on that system?
Oh, yeah, I do. Give me a second.
I thought
400 or something.
I swear I thought I was close to 200, but I have like almost 300, which is insane. And
I've gone through and I sold everything that I owned on the PS4. So everything on my Switch collection's a Nintendo exclusive. I've got 75.
Smart. That's exclusive. I get the games on both systems because I feel people don't know I play my Switch only as a portable. I don't play as a console. So that's one reason I like having the portability of playing the games on the go. Yeah. But if I ever did sell a version of the game, it would be the Switch version. That one would probably have to keep the most value because the Switch is a hybrid system, console.
Yeah, I guess that was part of it too. I'm like, I got 2 copies of this game. This one's worth like double. Why don't I sell it? Because it makes
exactly.
sense.
But when I do that, it's usually for a game that goes for like maybe $30 a piece. Like I'm not doing it on like AAA titles that are $60. Like buy a Switch copy no way, dude. Like when Star Ocean came out, people were asking me like, am I going to buy it on Switch too? Like heck no. I'm only going to play that game on the PS4.
Code on it anyway too. Why would you?
Yeah, part of the game. Yeah, because it was a 2-disc game, so I guess the Switch. Well, the Switch could have did it, but those bigger carts are expensive or whatever like that, so they don't want to do it. So annoying. But
yeah, screw them. Then I'm not buying it. I would have. I probably waited for a sale, but I would have got it on both. But I'm not going to buy anything with it.
I'm going to tell people when I do it because I'm doing a review on that game. I'm going to tell people probably to avoid the Switch version unless they really care about that. But I feel like most of my audience does care.
The new Contra.
It's looking good.
Yes, the PS5 copy, and I think there's a PS. Is there a PS4 copy? No, Xbox. There's an Xbox's PS5 copy that actually has the content on the damn disc, and the Switch is getting a box and a code.
Wait, it's already been announced it's going to get a physical. I thought they were just doing
code in the box. Excuse me. What's up? What do you mean?
I didn't know they were doing it. You talking about the new one that hasn't come out yet?
Yeah, the new one they announced.
I didn't know it was already announced as a physical. I thought it was just announced as digital.
No, it's coming out in PAL, and they have a PS5 and a Xbox copy, and it's on the.
But no PS4.
No, I'm not yet. That not announced. Maybe Japan.
Yeah, they probably
Maybe LRG will do it or something. They've been doing lots of Konami stuff, so maybe they'll do it.
Maybe in Japan we'll see it. Who knows?
Well, you know what they should have did as a physical? They need to get Contra Rebirth on a disc.
Yeah, that's
a damn. They need to get hardcore the PS3 one,
Mm.
the anime one. That one needs to be put on. That game is probably the best Contra game I ever played. Like that, play the Rising mode in that game is just insane. But that's one of those games that's kind of forgotten about because it only came out as digital. But hopefully somebody will remember it.
I know. How cool would that have been on that Contra collection?
Yeah,
that
it
would have
would've
made
been-
that collection like so
And
much.
then people would like discover it and be like, "This game, guys, have you ever played
Yeah.
this game?"
Yeah, and it's online. It's the only Contra game I know that's online. So yeah.
I got a question for you guys. Do you guys like to play the Figsy quiz?
Yes.
Let's
I'm
go.
excited.
Let's do it. Happy New Year's. Oh yeah, let's go. Contra 4 on the
You know,
DS
awesome
is really
club.
good, actually.
Get
I
this
like that.
quiz up, so I'm just refreshing myself on the on the quiz. So we still have a chat question and answer. I haven't got the access to the points right now, but I'll pull that up for the next show. But chat, here is your question of the week. I'm looking for a full video game title. This is
Wow.
for chat only.
That's so gross. I mean, this godly. I just want to get that guy some medicine for the hand. Jeez.
Now, what chat's thinking about this?
Moly, 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 moly. Sorry.
But today's a little bit different, and season 3 will be like this. The quiz is a little bit shorter. It's just going to be one question, but this question is going to be a big question, like our question 9 that we usually do.
So we're eliminating the first 4 pointless questions that don't
First
matter. Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. That should be a lot of fun. All right, so how this is going to work is there are 12 questions. There's 12 pictures. I'm going to show you guys a photo of them all. There's going to be one letter from each video game on the photo. You guys have to tell me which video game is each letter. Reggie, you'll start first. So here is our little picture. It says Happy New Year.
This looks like a tough one, but I know the first. I know one.
Game, and then you have to tell me what number it is.
12.
And what's the video game?
I think it's Rule of Rose.
No, incorrect. Reggie's
Whoa! Jeez. I messed this up.
Mm, 3.
Oh, I know what it is now. Oh, man, I messed up. Okay.
Oh, well, then I'm going to steal it. 12 is Resistance.
Yep.
He knows that I'm stealing it, baby.
Good job, man.
Reggie, you're up.
Number 11 is Alice.
Yeah.
11 is Alice. Reggie takes the point. Joe?
5 is Yoshi. Or Yoshi.
5 is Yoshi. Joe
Yoshi
takes the point.
crafted, whatever. Who knows?
Reggie, you're up.
And a hard one, I think, but should be easy. Is 10 is Echo the Dolphin.
10 is Echo the Dolphin. Let's go.
I had no idea. That's good.
That was a
Yeah.
tough
Really
one.
good. 8 is Wolfenstein.
Nice. I was going to go for that one next. 3 is Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
3 is Prince of Persia.
2 is Age of Empires.
2 is Age of Empires 2.
9 is Yakuza.
9 is Yakuza 4.
6 is Neo.
6 is Neo.
Dang it. I was going to say, I was gonna say Nier, but I thought that's how you pronounce it. Crap, it's my turn. Shoot, you left me hanging there,
1,
man.
4, and 7.
1, 4, and 7. I think 4 is a FIFA game, like a soccer game. It's called damn it, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Figsy got me on this one, man.
Every European's like, you idiot.
Can I get a half? Can I get a half a point for like a soccer game?
If that doesn't get answered, But if Joe can answer it, I won't give you the point.
Okay.
I don't know that one. I wasn't gonna guess that one. Well, he'll pass for now then. How about that?
I'm gonna give Reggie half a point. Joe.
All right.
I know it's a soccer game. I just can't.
It's like PEI or PEA.
Yeah.
Or
All right, so
something
I'm giving
like
Reggie
that.
half a
PES.
point, and that game was PES.
PES.
Pro
Yeah,
Evolution Soccer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it
You're
a
up,
million times. 7 is Elden Ring.
7 is Elden Ring. Reggie, you're up. There's only one left.
Okay, it's number 1. Oh gosh, this is gonna be a tough one. It looks like a Roman number 2, but I don't. Oh man, I feel like it's I feel like I see a trench coat in the back, or somebody. I think it's Hitman.
It's not Hitman. You got another strike. Joe?
Damn it!
It's Harry Potter.
Yeah, it is Harry Potter. I don't play none of those games.
All right, in the end of the first Figsy quiz, Reggie finished on 4.5 points, but the first winner goes to Joe Rowdy, finished on 7 points. Well done, Joe.
Nice.
And I just have to see if anyone got the chat question. I need to scroll back.
Moly. Sorry.
And then see if anyone's got it.
There's a lot of chat.
It's from Austin Powers.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the point to Sean Savage, who correctly answered Hogwarts Legacy. That was chat's question for the week. Well done, Sean.
Smart.
That's smart. Wow.
Well done. That's fun. A little less pressure than like the 30
So you got
minutes.
the Harley Hog, obviously the Wharton and the Legacy.
Says that stamp.
Yeah, that was good. Thanks, Pavel. Thanks, Andy. And thanks, Sylvan, for the quiz, guys.
Yeah, that was awesome. You guys want to do an hour of pickups now? Woo-wee!
Yeah. I got some pickups.
Yeah, I got some stuff too.
Most of the stuff will be in probably my next pickups video.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thanks, Tim, for the donation, too.
What is the best nation in the world?
Donation.
There you go. Oh man.
Who's going first?
I don't care. You guys want me
Okay,
to go first?
I don't have an hour's worth, but I got some cool stuff to show off.
Yeah,
I don't have any pickups, but I pulled a really cool subset out of the collection to show off today, and I didn't realize how big this subset was, so it should be pretty cool. So the subset I'm talking about is, if you collect PS3, it's called the 2K subset. So it's all these packs that are like double packs done by 2K, and they all sort of have the same colored spine and everything. So first up, we have BioShock and Borderlands. Now this one's a little bit different, but it still made the cut. So this one's Borderlands and Dishonored. It's a 2K pack, double, but it's black on the spine. It's the only one that is black on the spine. Then we had the 2K Borderlands collection, which has Borderlands 1 and 2. It's going to be a trend here on which game they like to put on this pack.
Borderlands 2 is amazing. It's one of the best games, man.
So we have the 2K Sports collection. This one came with WWE 13 and NBA.
Jay-Z soundtrack.
Yeah, exclusively produced by Jay-Z.
That PSP game is actually kind of valuable in case you guys ever see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I randomly got that in one of my lots, and I always look up games just before I sell them, and that one was like $50 or something. I was like, God damn! So apparently it's because of the Jay-Z soundtrack, it's desirable, or it's like hard to get game or something. But yeah, the PSP version of that is, at least it was when I was shopping for PSP games.
So next up we have G1 size packs. So these are the bigger DVD or the PS2 shaped ones. So first up is the 2K Essentials collection. It includes 3. So we've got BioShock, Borderlands, and XCOM Enemy Unknown. And this one includes like a fold-out sleeve with all 3 games on it. But it is that bigger shape. They made a few of them like this. Next up, we have the 2K Power Pack. Again, same size, 3 games, exactly the same, but we got different games. So this one has The Darkness 2, Bioshock 2, and Mafia 2.
That's kind of cool, actually.
I still need to play Bioshock 2. That's the only one I never really got into.
It's cool that they came out with these ideas because it's like they made all the games and there was a heap of them. So let's pump out games of the same genre because, you know, if you like Mafia 2, you'll probably like Bioshock 2. And it makes sense.
Okay.
And then with that in mind, similar games, they put out the Rogue and Outlaws collection. So we've got Mafia 2, Borderlands 2, and Spec Ops The Line, which is a really good game that a lot of people discovered. So that was cool being on that.
Did you play through it? The Fixie, the Spec Ops The Line?
Really amazing experience, that game. Everyone should play through it once.
Yes, exactly. It's insane.
And then I had all these, and I thought I had them all until I seen on Facebook one day that there was a rare triple pack in Power Regions. And that one is the 2K Sports Collection. So this is 3 of the G2 size. And so all 3 games in here in the cases. So we've got WWE 2K13, NBA 2K13 with the Jay-Z soundtrack, and Top Spin 4. And I'll just show you all of them together because they look kind of cool together.
That is cool, man. You're good to go to play Borderlands if you ever want to play Borderlands.
Yeah, so it's a nice little subset because they've all got that same color, but from the black one there.
The Black Sheep.
Are people still play online on Borderlands 2?
Probably.
I mean,
it's on PS4, so maybe on the PS4.
Okay, on the PS4 version. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody was just duping all the legendaries and cheating and like crazy when I played, so I don't know. Can't see much.
Oh, snap. I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, Reggie.
Switch the screen. Okay, so try to go through this fast. I did a trade with a friend. He wanted rares. I just wanted commons. So I got Shell Shock 967, which I have not played yet. But I found out it had a sequel on the PS3 that I'm probably going to pick up as well. So I didn't even know. So
yeah, it was a really underground release, like only in Europe. Did it get a North American release?
You got American release from what I saw, yeah.
Okay. It was a really underground one. Like I didn't realize it existed until I had like 600 PS3 games, you know.
Oh wow. Next one here is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition.
Hell yeah, dude. That's one of the best games ever, bro. And the greatest version's the one you want.
Oh, so the greatest hits version has the extras, huh?
Yeah, it's got extra
content
on it.
That's
the one
dude.
you want, man. It's got like an extra map on it or something like that, I believe.
Just like freaking Silent Hill 2 did on PS2. Yeah. They gave us the extra content. So good to know. Right on.
Yeah, that's one of the ones where you want the greatest hits version.
The next one here is a Pop Cap Hits Volume 2. As this game called Heavy Weapon on it. That I thought was originally a PS3 game because I had downloaded it on the PS3. But it got a physical release on the PS2 that I didn't know about.
Rip off or something.
It's more like a I can't think of the game's name, but it's the game where back at the old Atari game where you had like the cannon, you're just shooting at everything that comes in
Missile
there.
Command.
Yeah, it's like that pretty much. But no, you're moving around the tank. So it's been a long time since I played it, but I guess you could compare it to Metal Slug. But it's a silly, funny game, and I didn't know it had a physical release, so I got this via the trade. I also traded him. If you saw one of my recent videos, I got 2 more countercades. I got the Dig Dug one, and I got the Galaga one. So I got that via the trade and everything like that. I traded him one rare game I had and a couple other ones. He got you guys ever play Shadow Tower for PS1?
Oh man, I want that game fucking so. You got another one? Oh, bro.
No, I gave it up, man. I gave it up. I got that game for $10 at Half Price Books years ago.
Oh, you son of a! That's a very expensive game now.
I didn't want it because I wasn't gonna play it. I just wasn't gonna play it. So I said, I don't mind giving that one up. So I hooked them up and everything.
If there's like a guide on like how to like set up the controls better, and it makes it infinitely better to play if you do that. Like the control scheme. Oh my god. If you try to play it with the regular default, forget it, dude. No way. You will die to a cockroach on the ground. You for spend an hour trying to hit it with your sword and just be like, not hitting shit, dude. So yeah, you want to like you want to basically like reset it up like a Dark Souls game, and you make the attacks R1 and R2, and then you make the left and right function as analogs, basically. So you make like the left, right, up, down. Anyway,
It makes sense.
That game is freaking. I love it, dude. Like I played on an emulator, and I actually fell in love with it, and I want to own it, dude. It is. It's really hard, which I love. Like I told you, games that kick my ass and frustrate me and make me mad are like I'm like, yes, this is awesome. This game sucks. Anyway, and it's wicked creepy, dude, and it has no music. You're just like in this creepy ass tower, and all you hear is like ambient noises and the monsters, and like your vision sucks. So it's like everything just like surprises you and scares the shit out of you all the time. And, it's really good, and it tells you nothing too. That's the other thing I like about it. It's just like. You're like, that's like, go ahead, figure it out. It has no guidance at all about where you're going, what you're doing.
That's old school as hell.
Really, really, yeah. So, like, if you want to suffer, you could try to figure it out and die a million times. But I recommend just getting a little guide. But yeah, it's a good game anyway. It's people made Dark Souls. It's like their first game.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had no problem giving that one up, man. But if I play it again, obviously it'll be an emulator because I'm not buying it. That game is high up there. Next game I got was because I saw this in the post and I saw that you had it, obviously, because you showed it in the last video. Do Not Open. Survival horror in a mansion.
I hope you didn't open this one.
Hide, solve, or die.
Dude, so I was playing it. I was capturing footage because it's going to be in Saturday's video. And basically you play as a man who's locked in this mansion and everything like that. And you have to solve puzzles to get to the new room. But what you find out is that if you play the game on its regular mode, pretty much you have 10 minutes to solve a puzzle. If you don't solve it in 10 minutes, a monster comes after you and starts stalking you through the house. So it gets very tense if you can't figure the puzzle out because you have a watch, and the watch will show you when the timer is up, pretty much. So I got through the first puzzle, no problem.
Saw movie or something.
Yeah, it's like kind of like that. But I solved the first puzzle easy. I was like, man, I'm gonna get through this game with a breeze. And then I went to the next puzzle. It wasn't really a puzzle. I was going around the house, but I was just kind of exploring, and it has jump scares that randomly come at you. So even when you're walking around the house, you'll get scared or something. But what ended up happening was I said, you know what? Let me wait till this timer runs out and see what's coming after me.
That's a great idea.
Bad idea, dude, because you hear it open. You hear that thing open the door, and I was like, man, I hit in the trunk to see it like walk by, and I was waiting for it. I was about to hop out the trunk, but all of a sudden my controller started shaking. And I saw that thing walk by. It has a freaking like one of those it's like a pyramid head with a long ass cleaver. I was like, oh snap! So I stayed in there. It was scary and everything. Like I was like, dude, I'm not getting out of this box. I just to capture the footage though, I went to go see a closer look of it, and the monster heard me, and it came out. It ran and grabbed me, and just like it was terrifying. I was like, dude, this is scary actually. So
those are the scariest ones where you hide in something and they can still like rip you out of your safe spot. Like I hate.
Yeah, they know where you go.
Some games it's like you go in and you're good, and they won't attack you. You're fine. But some games you'll have like a meter, a fear meter. You just made too much noise, and they saw you go in there, and they're like, "You ain't hiding from me, bitch!" They rip you out and kill you, dude. Like, oh man. It's good stuff. Texas Chainsaw Massacre game was good for that too, because you'd hide and be like, "Oh, great, he didn't see me. I'm good." And then you'd walk. I was like, I'm like, "Oh shit, he saw me! It's like terrifying, dude."
Next item I got here is for the Switch. I got 2 of the Retrobit old school controllers for Nintendo games. So play the Nintendo games.
Yes.
Wireless. You could actually hook these to a regular Nintendo as well. I think you can hook them to a PC too. And, it's kind of cool to have something like this. Yeah, I'm wondering if it'll be precise with Punch Out, because Punch Out you have to have pretty much a precise controller. So I'm gonna test it out against Mr. Dream and see if I can beat Mr. Dream on this controller. If I can, then these controllers are 100% legit. But I'm pretty sure they're.
And if you
good
can't,
anyways.
you can blame the controller.
Yeah, I'll blame the controller instead of the game.
Foolproof play.
So next item here. I got one of these random retro boxes from Retro Boxes Company, and they sent this to me.
I've seen these. These are really cool.
Yeah, I got one. And what came in this one? I got 2 of them so far. And what came in this one? I thought I had the game here. Hold on a second. Yeah, here they are. What came in it? I got ActRaiser for Super Nintendo.
I love that game.
which I have never played ActRaiser Part 1. I only play ActRaiser 2, which is everybody hates that one.
One's better. Well, two. If you play 2 and you love it, you probably will love that one better. But 1 has that like city building element to it that 2 doesn't have. And I'm a nerd and I like city building things, so clearly prefer. I play farming games. I like literally play Stardew Valley and shit.
So are you a guy like SimCity?
Oh, dude, SimCity on the Super Nintendo. I played the shit out of that when I was a kid, dude. I had like a Metropolis that I put hundreds of hours in.
Really?
But eventually it just becomes like just disaster after disaster.
Yeah, that's what happened. Bowser came to mind and ruined my city. I was like, dude, I can't stop him. Like, what's going on? So
no, yeah,
you have to play City Skylines because that just has the limit of City Skylines is how much your graphics card can handle.
Yeah,
I got up to like 500,000 people, and my computer's like, all right, that's as much as we can handle.
Enough. But it also came with a manual too, so pretty cool.
That's nice.
You know, next game I got in that box was Super Putty with the manual. I don't know if you guys have played this one. But
I don't think I have. That's cool.
I've
played in really nice condition.
The 3DS Putty Squad version of that game.
Our friends at US
Is
Gold.
that part of the Putty Squad unit? Okay, I've played Putty Squad.
Yeah, US Gold, the same people who make Strider Returns for Genesis, if anyone's ever played that.
Yeah.
But what I was really surprised in that it came in a retro box is Detroit Become Human, the Quantic Dream collection.
Nice.
I've always wanted this. I already have Detroit Become Human, but I wanted a physical version of Beyond Two Souls on the PS4, even though I have the PS3 copy, because you know it's just a better version of graphically a better version of the game, even though the PS3 version was awesome as well. But I wanted to play this game on a live stream, which I did, and because I really enjoyed Beyond Two Souls. I thought it was a great game. I wish now they would have chosen a different actress though to play Jodie, but it is what it is, I guess. So whatever. But Detroit, but all these are good games. I mean, Heavy Rain was one of the first big ones after Indigo Prophecy, also known as Fahrenheit. Then Beyond Two Souls.
Heavy Rain, Reggie?
Did I play it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat it years ago. I got the best ending, but I end up sacrificing the guy's finger in one of the puzzles he had to do. I thought it was the only way I could get out, but there was a way around it. But I was just so in a rush to save his son. That's all I cared about. I cared about saving his son. That was it. Everybody else came secondary. But
the scene in that game where he's running for his son, yelling out "Jason,
so
Jason!" So
it's crazy, man. Because the first son you pick up is the one that actually gets is the one that the event happens to. And it's just it's tough, man. I mean, the actors in that game did a really good job, man. Like the moments in that game really hurt you. Did you ever play the DLC called The Taxidermist?
I've got the Game of the Year version.
Yeah, that has it on there. That one's insane, dude. You should play that one. It's very tense. But anyways, going back to Heavy Rain, an awesome game. Beyond Two Souls, awesome game as well. And then Detroit Become Human, their last big game. I thought it was great. I beat the game, got the best ending. Everybody survived, so I was happy with that. I usually good at like making the right choices to make everyone survive, but still, yeah, good game. Next one is a game everybody's familiar with. This came in here, Metal Gear Solid 2. Nice. I bought this game years ago when it first came out, but seeing this again after all this time, it's pretty nostalgic because I got the Substance Edition, which came with the extra stuff on there, and I actually got rid of this one, but Metal Gear Solid 2 was a great game. A lot of people don't like it that much because you play as a different protagonist, but I still think it was well done,
I got a question on the box. Do you get to pick the games that come in it, or are they random? Or do you?
No, this is random. Basically, they have them at a set price, and like, I mean, the more you pay, probably the better box you get. I think that's how it goes. But I just paid a certain amount, and boom, and I got this good stuff in there. So I was happy, especially with the first one I got. I don't think I have anything with the second box out here, but the box is actually cool itself because look at that, got the cool art design on and everything. It's worth keeping, as a collector's item. So happy to have that. And
I have a box problem. I don't know if anybody else has a box problem, but my basement
I got a closet upstairs full of them. Yeah.
My basement is nothing but boxes full of boxes, bros. I just have
Yeah.
so many.
It's a good feeling when you go to sell something that's like 5 years old and you got the box
have the
upstairs.
box. It
And
is.
you put it on
'cause-
eBay and it looks brand new and you get like $20 less than the new price.
It's true.
Hey, it looked brand new. You bought it. I mean, I look after my stuff, you know.
Yeah, I always tell my girlfriend, I'm like, if I croak, don't forget, if you sell my shit, I got all the boxes in the basement. You better tell them that's worth a shit ton of money. That cardboard is valuable, okay? It is. The boxes end up
true,
being
I
the
know,
most
it's true.
expensive part. It's like you collect, you collect a Game Boy in box. You know that the box is it's the money, dude. Like the manual and the box are worth more than the damn games.
Yeah, because everybody threw that stuff away back in the day, you know, and some people, not many people were collectors about it and kept their stuff nice. So yeah, seeing that stuff, yeah, definitely gives it more value. Next game here, I just got this one and I played it. It's called Vernal Edge.
Oh, how is it, man? I really
Nice.
want that.
It's actually pretty good, man. It starts off pretty fast. You know, you're thrown from one of those flying plane ships or whatever like that.
Mhm.
And you're in a world where it's like a sky world. It's not really a sky world, but it's just like a big a map where you go from different areas or whatever like that. Kind of like reminds you of Mario World or whatever like that.
Mhm.
But you could choose where you want to go if you have a certain items or whatever like that. Unlock this level, whatever like that. It actually plays really well, I would think.
I like the graphics. Looked awesome.
Yeah, so you'll definitely like. The graphics obviously old school to us. You know, we like the pixelated type graphics. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's good so far. I haven't got that far in it yet, but it's
Mhm.
actually really fun, and that's why I picked it up. This is like a $30 game. So obviously, I told you.
Red Art
Switch.
is awesome, dude. Like I remember I was kind of iffy on them when it first came out. I'm like, I don't know, they got kind of a lot of weak sauce games. I'm not really into this company that much.
Right.
But dude, the last I don't know, year and a half, 2 years, they have been pumping out the titles, like a massive amount and like good stuff, like a lot of really good titles. I got a couple of them.
Yeah, they really have. They're one of my top 3 favorites, man. I like them a lot. So definitely people they have a store on Amazon in America now that they sell games on now too. So some of their titles getting released in America. One of the first ones I recognized was Record of the Lotus War. That was them. So pretty cool. Moving right along. We got Shakedown Hawaii for PS4.
Hell yeah.
I didn't have the PS4 version of this game, so I just got the 3DS one, but I don't have it here right now. But I got the 3DS one with this, so but definitely I'm going to play the 3DS version just for the hell of it because it's kind of cool to play on that system.
3D effect is kind of cool for a game like that, top-down view.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll look cool.
I don't think I showed you guys
I'm
this
happy
game.
to have it on the PS3. I don't need it on any other system.
No, you only need it on one system. It's like a retro style game, so.
I own it on the 3DS. I got the Switch Collector's Edition. I got the PS4 copy. I didn't buy the PS3 one. I stopped.
Like for me, I get excited just looking at the PS3 spine of that because, like, it's a new PS3 game. You know, they stopped at one point and like I had a full set and it became a new one, so it's exciting. So
that is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want this version of the game. I thought I got the American version, but still, it was on the cheap. We got Red Faction Gorilla.
nice.
This is actually a really good game.
Remastered. Yeah, I was thinking about picking that up. I loved the games on PS2.
Yeah,
They're awesome, dude.
Yeah, this is one of the 2 games that was released on the PS3, I believe. I think there's another one.
Armageddon was the other one.
It probably was Armageddon, but I think this is the better one. That from what people were telling me. I mean, this is from our people that created the Saints Row series. The ones that were good, the first
original
4,
ones, the good ones. Yeah.
So this is before they closed down. I wish they would just went to go remastering games like this again and making them better. They probably would have still been in business, but oh well. But anyways, I got that. I also got Scars Above. Someone told me this is like
That looks cool.
not like a Mass Effect, not like it's like a Returnal type game. Okay, good. Someone tried to tell me it was like a Mass Effect game. I was like, no way, dude. That's can't be. But
I mean, I'm not 100% familiar with it. I own it and never played it, but I thought it was a Returnal clone.
but you'll play. Somebody said it was like a low budget Returnal or whatever like that. But everybody says it's a good game.
Yeah,
so
I'm
looking forward to playing that soon. This one, Legend of I don't even know how to pronounce this. Nayuta Boundless Trials.
Oh, there you go. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
This is from the Legend of Heroes series, like a spin-off game. So this originally came out on PSP, and someone did a fan translation of it in English. I remember I have it up downloaded on my PSP, but I never got to it. So now it's on the PS4, and I can play this version of it. So looking forward to playing this one. And it's its own separate story, which is nice because a lot of Legend of Heroes games are connected. So you feel like you have to play all of them to get to certain ones or whatever like that. Like, no, this one's a separate thing.
Or like Joe brought up earlier, you can't just play a JRPG. You have to get immersed in the story and become part of it. And like when they think like that, you can't just jump in because you've missed 3 games.
Exactly.
Dude, those games are going to be insanely collectible.
Oh, I agree.
Both the Switch versions and the PS4 versions, and probably maybe the PS5. I don't know, but the PS4 and the Switch versions of those games, I would buy all of them, and I can prove it because I did. I did buy all of them. You should buy all of them. I have all of them. I got every Trails.
I had all of them, and then they started pumping more out and spin-off titles, and
I just don't have the Trails 2 American massive ass version, that collector's edition.
I got it on PS3. I don't need to buy it twice.
That's fair.
The next one I got is a game that everybody's playing during the whole COVID thing. This game got popular during COVID. We got Among Us.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that was a sus-looking title there, Reggie.
What's up?
I said I knew it was a sus-looking title there.
Yeah, I know, right. Well, the media glitch. We were talking about playing this game possibly on one of our streams because we haven't played games all together in a long time. So I thought this might be a game that we could all play. I never played it before, but I don't know. It might be something cool, but I don't hear.
I've got a slipcover. That's really cool.
It's fun to play with friends for sure, dude. You murder each other. How could you not have a good time?
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing this one. And then I got Silent Hope for the Switch.
Did I get that? I don't think I ordered that. I meant to. That did look really good.
Yeah, it went on sale for I think it was like $40. So I like how these come with the nice boxes, pretty durable, the game, manual, soundtrack, all that good stuff. So you get in a pretty good deal for the price, or at least of that price, I would say. So,
yeah, it's like an action RPG. And
it's like like some kind of crater in your town. You jump down the crater, and it's like this whole world. Yeah, it's hard to explain. But
in PAL Territories, it's got a terrible name, and it's totally different. It's called
really.
It's named after some chick. It's called Alice Sandra or something, some bullshit like that.
Dude, that reminds me when Allison Court renamed the robots in Mega Man X5 to all those weird robot names, like those rock star names. Everybody was like confused. It's like,
when they do that,
don't change the name. Keep the original name. If it does, I don't know. All right. Almost done here.
Well, Japan, one thing, because sometimes it's just like the translations come out differently. But when it's North America to PAL and they've got different names and it's region 3, you're like, is it the same game? Is it a different game?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a different one I'm thinking of.
This game is called Loop 8, Summer of Gods.
Nice.
Turn-based RPG, story-driven, really heavy story-driven turn-based RPG. But though I like the game, I don't think it's for everybody, man. Because the game is like in a loop.
Oh.
Like the same stuff will happen to be different events, and that's a part of the story. It might bore a lot of people away from it. So only a certain crowd of people I think will like this game. They did the right decision making it like this collector's box, because if the game just sold by itself as a standard edition, I don't think sales would have been like really popping for it. So this was the first thing they really marketed, was this big box set. And it comes with a poster, calendar, soundtrack, game itself with manual. But I don't know if it's the type of RPG that'll hold a lot of people's attention though, because it's so weird. Like, going through loops.
It's got an interesting concept. It's almost like Groundhog Day in a video game.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the perfect way to put it. So not for everybody, but it is cool for those who are patient, I would say.
That game, I looked it up. It's called Frederica. Just so you know, I'm not insane.
That's what it's called?
Frederica. Yeah. I don't know either.
Here is
so Europeans like, what the fuck? I can't find this game.
I haven't played this game yet, but this is Eagle Island Twist from Premium Edition Games.
Nice.
So
their games.
Premium Edition Games is another company that we didn't bring up before, but they have a really good reputation. And
100%.
Quality stuff. Nice stuff.
Quality stuff. Then we have another one from them. It's called Binder's Tale, NES game.
Nice.
You play as a robot and everything. I still got this sealed, so I haven't even opened it yet. But I'm actually doing a premium edition video pretty soon here. I'm gonna like show a lot of their products and everything like that. So
It's cool to see a brand new sealed NES game.
NES game, yeah, I know, right? It's like, dude, like what's going on in the world? Like NES is like 10 or 40 years old and still getting games on it, official games. Like, wow. All right, I got 3 more here. Three more. This is Grimoire Once More for the
Nice.
Switch.
Nice. I've been meaning to pick that one up.
Yeah, I had the PS4 version, but I like this game so much. I went and got this one for obviously to play on portable. But man, this game looks cutesy, but the story gets dark, man. Like I beat this game years ago, and I was like, dude, I was not expecting it. And it has a lot of good voice acting, and all the extras they added to this version, this makes it like really worth playing. So I hope a lot more people get to play this game. But yeah, it's Vanillaware. You know their art style. The original game came out around the same time Odin Sphere came out. So I think they were like a month next to each other. Like one came out a month after the other. And man, I remember how much fun it was playing these games back then, man. It's like, dude, like this is RPG heaven. Like seriously. Even though this game is more like a I feel like it plays like more like Lemmings than if you guys ever played Lemmings. It's like a cool version of Lemmings. So it plays like that. But the story, man. And you could like go back over the story again, the voice like cutscenes and stuff like that. And if you miss something, you can go back over them again. So you keep up with the story, but man, game gets dark, man. I'll just say that. The next
I played
one,
through Dragon's Crown like 5 times. It's one of my favorite games.
dude. So you got the best ending, I'm assuming, the last time you played it, right?
I think I've got all the endings. I've played it with friends as well, so
Dude,
the same ending again and things.
if you get the bad ending, dude, it puts you in a depression in that game because you want everybody to work out for everybody. But if you don't go after the right people with the right characters, man, you'll get the bad ending. And the ending of the world ending, dude, is so sad, man. It's like literally this one of the rabbit creatures standing on a hill and the water's coming up, and it's like, dude, what the heck? But yeah, definitely a good game. Hopefully, you got the best ending. And then here is They Bleed Pixels Premium Edition.
That's nice.
So this is one of those what's it called, Celeste type games, where it's like
I like how it's in an N64 style box. It's cool.
Yeah, I know, right? Kind of reminds me of maybe even Super Meat Boy, I would say. This game,
Yeah,
so.
hardcore platformer.
And then the last game, which will probably be my first game I show off in my pickups video. My buddy Jesse was in Japan recently, and he knows I like a lot of the Cotton games. I almost have all the Cotton games, like at least like.
You have an insane Cotton collection, sir.
I know, right? Dude,
You have literally everything on like every platform. You have the Saturn ones?
I used to,
Okay.
which is sad. I actually got a English repro of the part 2 on Saturn, but yeah, those games are so expensive now, man. It's like, dude. But I got Cotton. He got me Cotton 100% for the Super Famicom.
Oh, yeah, I love the artwork on it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize, man, these games are like cute 'em ups, really, but the story, the dialogue is hilarious in these games. It'll make you laugh, seriously. Pretty hilarious stuff. But I'm happy to have that one because it's actually a really cool game on the Super Nintendo, Super Famicom. So hook me up with that. And guys, that's gonna do it for my pickups. You know, you guys are getting early. People who are watching are getting early access to Saturday's video because these are the games that are going to be in that video.
That's so cool, man.
Hey, but it'll be worth watching the video because you'll get gameplay in the video too. So you just have to watch it again.
That's true. I'll definitely add gameplay.
That's right. You don't got to see my ugly face either. That's a huge plus. All right. So, I got pretty excited about this, actually. It took me a long freaking time to get this freaking game, and I finally got the Defunct.
Sedesco.
Oh, the German exclusive. Let's go.
Yeah, so there was 2 Sedesco games that only got released in Germany. I think I showed it last week, the week before. So the first one was Dog Duty, and this one is Defunct. And both of them were just irritatingly difficult to get them shipped to the United States. And like there were sellers on eBay that you have to like put in your German address, and they wouldn't ship anywhere outside of Germany. They wouldn't even like ship to UK or France, or anything. It was just like only to German. It was a huge pain in the ass. But finally, there was a listing on Amazon. But if you like just go on Amazon Germany and you look them up, they don't come up. So Sylvan, my boy, our boy, like who works on the podcast, he literally like Googled it in German for me and found a link on German Google that took me to the post on Amazon. Like, so I don't know how to describe it. Like, if you just look these games up, like, don't come up. At least they wouldn't for me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
If you would have made an account with a fake German address, it would have showed you them. But you basically had to like IP trick the website into thinking that you're in Germany.
Have you ever tried to write a German address? I went to Germany once, and the street signs are like 65 freaking letters long. Like every street is called and I'm like, holy crap. I remember I asked for directions and the person told me, and I just came back and I'm like, yeah, forget it. There's no point. Like, I can't remember all the syllables.
It's one of those cities that
I'm an American. We have Main Street. We have A Street. We have Elm Street. We're like dumb. One word, just cut one syllable, please. We don't need like
American. One, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. It's all on a grid, and then the other grid starts first, second, fourth, fifth. So you can like match up 89 and 27, and there it is.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, I like that. So keeping with the Sedesco trend, I'm so close to finishing the set. I just started banging out the last few I need. So this is one.
Tricky Towers is cool.
Yeah, Tricky Towers. It looks like some sort of Tetris type thing, maybe like a versus type thing either. Looks pretty good. I just like want to have all of these, so pretty close. And the only one I'm missing now for like the regular set is Tower of Guns, which I ordered from Newegg. And it says it's the ESRB copy, but we'll see, because you never freaking know what you're going to get, especially when it comes to Sedesco games. So if you are buying Sedesco games off of eBay and it doesn't have an actual photo of the game, good luck getting the version you want. Good freaking luck. Because like 99% of the time, they're going to send you the PAL version and go, it's the same. It's the same. What's your problem? It's the same. Why do you care? It's the same.
Why don't you play it? See if it works.
Like, dude. Like, that's not the point yet, jackasses. Like I have every ESR. You think I'll be able to sleep at night with one freaking PAL game in there? Not a chance. Some games I don't mind, but not when I'm collecting a goddamn set of games. You're out of your mind. All right, so these finally came in from Japan, from PlayAsia. This is Devil Engine for the PS5 and the PS.
I was looking into those because of you. Okay.
Yeah, they're shmups. They're not like the greatest shmups I've ever seen, but they're definitely solid. The price is amazing. I think they're like $25 a piece or something. They're super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing, if you want to be in the know, Limited Run Games released these in the West. But their version only comes with Devil Engine and the DLC. And this Japanese version, if you buy this one, it comes with the Devil Engine, the DLC, and an extra game called Shenandoah 1970 or 2 or some shit.
Yeah, I'll get those.
So these hey, what's up, Johnny? They do suck. You're right. We're a bunch of losers. So yeah, these versions have an extra game on them. So yeah, get these. And again, limited run. What the heck, dude? Why? So if you want to pay more, wait longer, and get less, buy that one, I guess.
Yeah, in the game. I mean, obviously, you don't need really English for a shoot 'em up, so definitely a good buy for.
You want all the content.
I was going to get those, but I'm waiting on some other games to get released. Because if you buy something from PlayAsia, folks, make sure you buy as much as possible.
$100. Always $100.
Always $100 at least you're going to spend there, and then go from there.
What they're doing. I always, like you said, I wait.
Yeah.
I also I researched like a bunch of pre-orders. So I'll find 3 games that all get released within maybe a month of each other, and I'll pre-order all 3 of them. I'll be like, this one's on January 5th, this one's the 15th, and this one's the 20th. So I'm gonna do all of these in a bundle and get that free shipping on those. That's what you got to do, man. Speaking of which, this is some solid, fine quality stuff right here. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is the
PlayStation exclusive, right?
the Double D collection. Yeah. So this is they have a standard release and then they have the limited version. And then if you want to check out that quality,
Okay, wow.
classy artwork. It's called the Double D collection because it's exactly why you think it's called that. So
what kind of game is it?
It's just a shmup. They're just shmups. So it's 2 games actually. It's Cosmo Dreamer and a game called Like Dreamer, which is the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
And they're actually really, really good games. They're really fun. Like I actually loved this game. It's got multiple different difficulty settings, and it has like a really smooth difficulty curve. So like if you're like somebody who's like, I don't want to play a crazy bullet hell shmup or whatever, like this is an actual fantastic game because it has, like I said, the easy mode's like chill, and then it gets a little harder and then a little harder. There's 4 different difficulties, and then there's even like a crazy type of mode type thing. Anyway, it's awesome. I highly recommend it. It's cheap right now. If you get these Play Asian things now when they're available, they're reasonably priced, and the second they're sold out, they go insane. So I would pick it up if you like shmups, and if you have fine taste, if you're a man of culture. All right.
Is there a standard version as well, or is it only
there is? Yeah, but it's literally like $29.99 or $39.99.
$10 more. Yeah, just get everything.
Why?
And when the shipping's the same price because it's going to be free, it just makes.
I mean, you saying it's a shoot 'em up, man. So now I might look into it because the shoot 'em up genre, I love it. You guys remember when I talked about Drainus, how much I love that game. I told Johnny about it too, and he liked it. Game of the year, 100%.
Yeah, you know how we do those picture questions where you're supposed to get, like that we do for chat.
Mm-hmm.
I made one for Drainus, and they wouldn't use it. I don't know why.
Really? That would have been hilarious, dude.
I mean, it was pretty self-explanatory what the 2 pictures were. One was a drain.
What was it? Yeah.
You wait that one out yourself.
I just threw that in our chat, and everyone's like, "Why did you put a butthole in the chat? Like, what the hell is happening?"
I remember that. Like, it's great.
Yeah, come on, put it together. Anyway, so this finally came in from Limited Run Games.
That looks really
good. How long did you wait for that one, man?
Long fucking time. Probably about a year at least, because I bought the PS5 copy when it came out, and that was a long time ago. So this is a survival horror game, puzzle-y type game where a big creepy dude dressed like that will kill you if you piss him off.
Well, he's hunting you?
Yep.
Ooh.
He's hunting you, and it literally says on the back, someone is hunting you. Explore, survive, unlock, and solve. So yeah, it's like a puzzle adventure type of thing, but
so it's kind of like Do Not Open.
Yeah, very similar. No.
Okay.
It looks good. It's not like a huge, crazy, super high budget game, but what's interesting about this is that this is the only PS4 version that I know of is the Limited Run Games version.
Right.
So this actually will be, I think, a valuable Limited Run game, just because
Does the PS5 version get another release?
The PS5 version, as far as I know, only got released in PAL. So you can get the PS5 version of the game, and it's the same game. It's not like any content difference or anything.
That's interesting because it's a horror game. So there's a lot of people out there who will collect full horror sets and just buy horror games for the PS4. So probably spot on there.
Yeah, so this is So this is a horror game, and it's PS4. I'm going for a full PS4 horror set. So
yeah. Will you eventually, when you open the games, will you put the horror games in red cases?
I'm not going to open this. I have the
You're not-
PS5.
I feel like the,
I have the PS5 copy. I'll play that if I want to.
Okay.
See, I've fully committed to like keeping most of my PS4 collection sealed because I own the Switch version.
Right, our digital version or whatever like that. So I get it. I should do a video on that, like how I put my game. Even though I talked about it over the years, like how I put my PS3 horror games in red cases, and do the same with the PS4 games.
The PS4 horror games have all got like the black spines, where PS4 RPGs have got like the white spines. It's common throughout so many of them. It's kind of cool, and especially when you put them on the shelf together, like your horror collection is all together, right? That's all just like black spines.
And its own little area.
It's all dark and creepy. It's kind of cool.
So this is another game that I waited just an ungodly amount of time for from Limited Run Games. I don't know why.
A VR game.
Yeah, I literally ordered this. They announced the PS5 version. I had ordered the PS5 version and I got that before I got this. Like, I don't even know. Like, it just like I don't know what the hell it is.
Did they just forget about it?
So you know how you like I always order like 3 or 4 games from Limited Run Games at the same time because I want my shit to show up in a box. And if you don't pay them for a box, they just ship it to you in a bag and it shows up broken. And I've gotten like when I would buy one game at a time, I'd say 50-60% of my collectible limited game showed up smashed and crushed and broken.
Loose discs and broken cases, and
I can fix loose discs. I'm a whiz at that now, dude. I actually love it.
Sometimes you'll get a game that like the disc is loose, which is all right, but the game's been squished.
Yeah,
and like you can tell if you hold it to certain angles that it's been like squished down in the mail.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, or warped, or or very common thing, especially with PS4 games. If there's like a lot of pressure on the game, it'll put that ring imprint in the back of the game, which is really flipping annoying. That's like the number one thing when I buy off eBay. I'm like looking for that fucking ring. I hate that. And it happens even if you just like store your games too tightly, you'll do it to all your games on accident. So like when you keep your games on your shelf, you don't want them to be like super freaking tight packed
together.
You want to leave a little wiggle room just so you can even like just flick them with your finger. Because of that, you'll put pressure on it, and then like literally throughout the year, the barometric pressure in your room will change, and your games will expand and contract. So if you keep them all tight like that, you'll ruin your own games.
Okay.
If you keep, it depends on where you live too. I mean, I'm sure if you live in the desert, it's probably not a big deal or some shit. But anyway, Song in the Smoke. It's a VR game. It's like a survival game, like fucking Rust or something. I think that type of survival game. It's not a horror game. It's like live in the woods type shit. Fucking forage, hunt, and explore. And then there's monsters and stuff. It's just like I think this is the last VR game I needed in my set technically. So.
Okay. So you got Sunshine, Arizona. That's probably the best VR game ever.
Yeah, Arizona Sun. Yeah.
Arizona Sunshine. Yeah, there.
Yeah, they have a sequel too, which I haven't tried, but I've heard that one's good too. I also finally got my Radiant Silver Gun from Limited Run Games.
Nice.
Oh, they put that out. Nice. I didn't know.
Yeah, they only put it out on the Switch. Unfortunately, there's no PS4 version yet, but I'm hoping that they might do that because they've done that a few times where.
Or maybe play
with Jamestown, they only released the Switch version.
Dude, I was mad about that because I got the Switch version thinking there was going to be a PS4 version, and they announced a PS4 version. Like, dude, come on.
Yeah, they're late to the party all the time. Like I used to buy all my Japanese shmups and then replace them with the limited run versions, but I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. And like,
let's keep the Japanese version.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with the Japanese versions, and
especially when there's more content on the disc.
Yeah, now I'm like, what the hell? No, I definitely don't want that. Anyone's not familiar with this game, it's a really awesome shmup. It was what was this on? Was it Saturn or Dreamcast? I can't remember right now.
It came out on Saturn.
Yeah.
The sequel came out on Dreamcast. It's called Ikaru. It's like a spin-off type sequel or a game. It's called Ikaruga or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's dope. It's a really good game. I bought it. I've been waiting for this so damn long. It went on sale on one of the Steam sales, and I bought it from my Steam Deck, and I've been playing it on that. So I'm not even to open this because
I'm kind of sad that the game you bought's gone on sale before you get it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I waited so long, and if it's like it was like $10, I'm like whatever. I just wanted to play it, And again, like now I can keep this sealed, and I don't have to worry about it. So, and then my last two are I got the Scout Fold.
I just got that. Wow.
Edition.
Nice,
Yeah.
dude.
Like a Castlevania-esque type look to it.
Yeah, it's very inspired by that for sure.
Yeah, look like the same artist.
Um,
Who did art for those games? Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I could be. This is another Red Art Games that just recently came out. The first Scout Fold game. I think it might be their most valuable game. It's very expensive. The original Scout Fold. And it only got released by Red Art Games physically for the PS4 through their company, and sold out. And it's pretty expensive. I think it sells for $100 right now at least. So
it does. And I got that recently. I got lucky with that one too because
nice
sold out.
So that you can get the regular version through Video Games Plus if you want to get it cheaper. If you want the deluxe edition with the cool sticker, it's all shiny. You know you want it. Look at how shiny it is. You have to get it from Red Art Games directly.
It's a nice slipcover. I don't know about the spine being all blue, but it's got a really cool artwork on the front.
Yes. So I'm not gonna open this, and I have Scout Fold, the first one, and I ain't gonna open that either because I bought this. I'm gonna open this bad boy because this is the first game and the second game on one cart. And you know, the only thing that drives me nuts is they put this beautiful sticker on the outside, and like I hate it. I'm gonna literally like cut.
Can you peel it off?
You want it to be on the regular case and everything. Like I know.
Yeah.
It's hard. You have to be careful peeling those off because it'll tear.
No,
if you don't have the right. Yeah.
I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna transfer it onto something else. I'm keeping that sticker. I love it. Yeah. And then what's really cool is, I guess it's really cool. I don't know if you it came with some keychains, dudes.
Oh, okay.
So there's the two main characters there.
I used to think that was cool until you put everything in a box and then you forget which game
it goes with
for it. And you're like, oh, what's this box of random stuff?
And Red Art Games are so cool. They gave me an extra keychain for no reason, dude. I got 3. I don't even know why. So,
well, one to keep it, a couple keep in the box, and the rest for you to put on your keychain. So
no, dude, I'm on eBay this motherfucker for
$3,000.
$3,000.
Comes with a copy of Elder Scrolls Online,
and then
good old Elder Scrolls.
That's all my games.
Right on.
This is still the best pickup I got. The Dawson's Creek complete.
Dude.
Nice. So now I can hang out with Dawson and Joey anytime I want.
Seeing that back in like junior high school, man, I really thought Dawson was going to end up with what's her name, but that show was so weird. And
I got it. It's my girlfriend's Christmas present. I'm just joking.
Oh, okay. You got. I thought you were serious.
No, this was my present that I got. I'm much more excited about this. This is the Vikings complete series on Blu-ray, the entire show.
I like how it's the 2 big packs instead of just like Blu-ray DVDs inside.
Hell yeah. You know, the best part of it is it doesn't include the Netflix stuff. So I'm building a Blu-ray and DVD collection that like I specifically go out of my way not to include all the new shitty movies that I don't like. I've literally like I can get the Jurassic Park 6 movie collection for like $50, but I spent $60 just to buy the first 3 because fuck those new movies. I don't want that shit in my house. I don't want it in my collection. I literally don't want to own it. I just want the good ones. Like you can buy like all the Star Wars collection and fuck that. I'm buying all of the individual movies that I want. I'm just getting those 6. The rest can rot in hell. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? There's only 6 Star Wars movies.
Exactly. Like I went out like they had like the Matrix collections everywhere where they have the Matrix with the new 4th movie. Fuck that. I was specifically bought the one that just had the first 3 movies. I do not want that trashy. Like I'm not like I will spend more money to not purchase the
4th movie.
Horrible crap that they're making. Like I do not want it. Like
Game of Thrones 1 to 7 box set.
I would buy the whole thing of that. I mean, it is,
It was that bad that it's almost worth doing.
I'm just not gonna buy that. I'm just not gonna buy that, to be honest with you. I don't want to watch Game of Thrones. Like, if I think I get free HBO Max anyway. So if I really want to watch it, I will. I like the new show though. Have you watched House of Dragons?
I haven't watched it.
It's good. I like it. I like it.
It's a direct sequel to the original series.
It's a prequel. It's a prequel.
Oh, prequel. Okay.
Yeah, it's like just a more simplified, smaller story that takes place. It's got more I don't know how to describe it. Like,
it's based on the Targaryens and their origins and everything, right?
Yeah, and it's just one of those stories where like the entire time the tension's building and you're like, all these motherfuckers are just gonna murder each other, and like it, like you just know it's one of those like Shakespearean, like everybody's gonna die, everyone's gonna poison each other, stab each other in the back, and, it's just one of those shows. Nobody's a good guy. They're all just bad guys, and you're just curious who wins.
Everyone dies. Don't have a favorite character.
Yeah. No, I mean, I got favorite characters, but they're big Dargans mostly. I like Dargans.
We had a couple of memes sent in from you guys.
Okay.
Achievement unlocked. Visit 1,000 climate conferences. So when you unlock
Impressive. Or private islands.
Oh, Lord.
That's all Twitter at the moment.
Same Jets. Just saying.
Spider-Man 2 finally wins Game of the Year, but the award came from Sony.
Wow. Spider-Man 2. I just did a review on Miles Morales.
That should have been the Obama giving himself the medal. Meme.
Yeah. Like, how do you get an award for not doing anything? Like, dude, what the heck? Like, that was so weird.
Secondhand still.
That's pretty funny.
Why is it Luke Skywalker? I don't even understand.
That's pretty cool, man. Like a picture just of the reunion.
It's true, but the difference in time, it's crazy.
The difference in time, yeah. They need to do another Home Alone movie with Macaulay Culkin, though.
They should.
Yeah, he's the parent and got kids, and he leaves the
kids. Something cool like that.
Yeah, nobody should be like a crazy prepper who lost his fucking mind and he leaves his kids like at home on purpose. And he's like, you need to survive and learn like I did. And like, then he hires people to go fuck it. I'm just kidding.
You shall not pass.
Gandalf tells the party to run so he can kill the final boss and get all the XP. Then he shows up next season all leveled up with all new robes and a new stuff. Scumbag Gandalf.
That's kind of funny. How did he come back like that? Like he was all like just leveled up in the movie. Like, what? Like, how are you alive?
He killed him with an axe, dragged the corpse home, and festively decorated it in his living room. When you aren't your parents' favorite child.
Dude.
Damn.
Wow.
When she leaves a note on your Xbox that says, this isn't working, but you turn it on and it's just fine.
Nice. Yes, that's sweet. That picture is hilarious. How people have been adding to it.
Mm-hmm. Poor little fella.
R.I.P. to all the Nintendogs who haven't been fed since.
Dude, that's kind of sad because you turn on that system and one of those animals were gone. It's like, that's messed up, man, because the game plays in real time.
Dude, that's how Animal Crossing used to get you too. Like, if you don't log in for a while and you go back to your island, everyone's like, oh, it's you bastard. Nice of you to show up, you jerk face. You're like, oh my God, what's with the psychological pressure here to play this game? This imaginary raccoon's really ruining my day.
People pre-order games and have bad experiences, then they do a bad review. Me waiting for the bad reviews so the game's 50% cheaper than I buy it.
Smart.
Yeah.
Monk. Buddha. What makes us human, the Buddha? Selecting all the images of traffic lights.
It's true. It's
Wow.
true. They verified it.
Finally got it, homies. My PlayStation 5.
Yo, that'd be hilarious if a girlfriend sent you that picture. Like, I'm on my way home, babe. Oh shit! That's what
That's hilarious, dude.
Oh.
Like Modern Warfare 3 on PS3.
Yeah, I announced Modern Warfare 3 for Christmas. I have a PS5. I mean, it's the same game.
That's Sandman on the cover too.
Hey, you got what you asked for. I don't know what you're worried about.
Gaming until 3 a.m. in your 20s. Gaming until 3 a.m. in your 30s. God help me. I still do it. It's not true.
That guy played a Carlos in Resident Evil movies, I think. Yeah.
And the final one. Can I get Modern Warfare 3 for Christmas? Sure, here you go. Go fuck yourself. It's the game the day before. Thanks everyone who sent their memes in. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Right on, guys.
Heck yeah.
If you didn't know, my Discord got hacked, but I made a new account. I'm still in the server. I'm trying to get my old account back, but the support's pretty shit. So the server's all good again. You can jump back in and upload your memes for the podcast and pickups and everything.
And if Figsy asks you for money, don't give it to him.
Well, actually, download the game. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, send me a link to your to the Discord too after we get off of this because I need to go there too.
Sure, I have to get one of the mods to add you because I'm not a mod anymore.
Oh wow, yeah.
I know. I told
Figsy, they need to fix their security, man.
It's
if he gives me the $2 billion with the Bitcoin I asked for, he can have his fucking Discord back.
Oh, it's all you, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a reasonable request. If not, I'm leaking all your personal info for everybody.
Guys,
address.
Real quick,
what's that?
I want to give a shout out to my buddy Sticks. He's in the chat. If you're still listening, buddy, man, hopefully one of these days you'll play Resident Evil 3 and finish the game instead of like playing half of it and acting like it don't exist no more. Hopefully he'll make that happen for us soon. And
dude, Nemesis can get in your head, man. All right.
I think that's what happened to him because he was struggling with Nemesis while he was playing it. I was like, dude, like he's a monster, but you could take him down. Just relax. But he kept panicking.
Just kick him in the nards, man.
I was like, man,
Nemesis
this is not good.
Nards.
He could do it though if he tries. You know.
I remember being a kid when I first played through Resident Evil 3. I got stressed out how to put that game down, walk away quite a bit because the motherfucker keeps chasing you. He doesn't like. And 2, the tyrant scared me. You could just hide out in the freaking save room for a while or whatever. He'd go away and you'd be okay. And 3, nah, man. He's
waiting for you.
He just sits outside, smokes a butt, like whatever you come out, motherfucker. I got nothing else to. I got nowhere else to be, pal.
Terrifying. It's unnerving. Like there's no rest unless you take him out or really
paid by the hour.
Yeah, and then I don't know if I ever told you the story, but my original version of Resident Evil 3 was bugged, and it was unbeatable. Like something was wrong with my game. And there was I got to the point where you fight him outside of was it the church or something in the courtyard or something?
The clock tower.
Clock tower, yeah, that's right. You fight him outside in the clock tower. It's pretty close to the end of the game. Mm-hmm. And we would beat that section of the game and then everything would just fade to black. And that was it. There would be nothing would happen. No credits, no next scene, no nothing. And so for a long time, me and my brother were like, it's a weird ass ending for a game. Why does it just I just feel so unsatisfied. It's just she just goes, and it just fades to black, and that's it. That's the end of the game. What the hell? Yeah, dude, it was broken. And then I remember we eventually got the strategy guide or something. And I'm like, no, there's way more. There's all sorts of more game. What is this bullshit? So then I went back and played it again.
That's crazy. That would have just been the game being scratched or something.
That's not the only time that's happened to me. Do you ever play a game called Time Lord on the NES? You heard of this game? No? I feel like Seinfeld. You ever heard of this? Anybody? No? Anyway, Time Lord it's just a stupid little walk running gun type game. But there was the same thing. The second boss of the game, we couldn't kill him no matter how many times we shot this piece of shit. And we were what are we missing? Is there a special gun we need? Do you have to put a power up on? Do you have to poison it? There has to be some sort of mechanic we're missing. And nah, dude, we tried everything for hours and hours and hours. We could never beat this piece of shit. And I remember watching, when I got older, I watched somebody else play it, and they just walk up and they're like, pew, 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 and the guy just dies. I'm like, what the I was so mad. I'm like, there's no strategy. There was nothing. You just shot him like 5 times, and the dude fell over. Like, there you go, next level. I'm like, what the? Like, we went. I'm not even telling you. Like, we played for like an hour trying to kill him. Like, just walking around shooting.
Like, you never did it too.
And he wouldn't die. Oh man, I'm still pissed about it. I'm still angry because back in the day, if you got an NES game, it was like rare. I wasn't getting these things all the time. So that was the game I got for the next few months. And the damn level 2 was broken and we couldn't play it. Furious. And we were at the store and you could have chosen between 2 or 3 different games.
Yeah.
And we chose that game because the cover looked cool, man. Looked cool, dude. Time Lord, he looked like a badass. Like that.
Time Lord. That'll be me for the next 6 months.
Yeah, dude.
That's what they would get you back in the day. A nice cover, you get an awesome game and heartbreaking.
Yeah, Atari is the best for that. I've seen memes like that. Like the Atari cover, it's like this giant barbarian fighting the dragon, riding a wolf. Then you get the game and it's just like a block shooting the little fucking dots. What the hell?
Yeah. Oh, guys, I forgot to show you that stuff I got. I was telling you about the Atari stuff.
Okay.
Do you mind if I show that to you guys before we end out of here? Okay, sorry. Let me go grab it. I almost forgot about it. Sorry.
It's all good, man. I like Atari. I've been feeling the Atari. That Countercop arcade has gotten me interested. I kind of want to get the Miss Pac-Man one because I really like Miss Pac-Man. I think that's a fantastic game.
It's a beautiful machine too.
Yeah, it's just really nice. And then I like the size of those things. They're not like they're massive.
Yeah, I expected them to be really big, but they're like they're almost compact size that you can put them away and they don't take up like an arcade machine style of a room, a corner, and things like that.
Okay. So first item here is the Atari 200 Plus system. Comes with 200 games installed on it. I'm probably going to have to add some games to it, like some homebrews. We play 7800. It plays all the Atari systems on here, I think, or at least the console systems. So you get games like Yar's Revenge, The
controllers are wireless.
Controllers are wireless, which is cool. Night Driver, Off the Wall. I don't know if these are classics because I've never been an Atari person.
Night Driver's good.
Is it? Okay. This Atari is more like second generation, I believe. Because Nintendo's third generation NES, so yeah, I believe this is like 2600, 5200, and 7800. So it didn't. Oh, you get arcade games in here too, and plus bonus games. So looking forward to that. The only bad thing about it is it doesn't take cartridges, which I would have liked because I had some homebrew Atari games like Baby Pac-Man. So still pretty cool.
Yeah, you got to get the new 2600 plus, man.
And then I got a portable retro arcade, Galaga. It's a little arcade.
That's cool.
Let's go.
Pretty cool, right?
Really
Tabletop.
Yeah, I like the controller.
It comes with Galaga and Galaxian, but no one's trying to play no Galaxian, so Galaga all the way.
You don't like Galaxian? Really?
I mean, compared to Galaga, if you have a choice, you're going to play Galaga, obviously. But
yeah, obviously.
Galaxian is okay. It's just like, do I play Galaga or Galaxian? Most likely Galaga.
Yeah. I had them both when I was a kid. I liked them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, dude.
Pretty cool that it's like that, a little joystick. And then the last item here, I don't know how this is going to work, but it's kind of cool to look at. But we get Super Street Fighter 2 on one of these portable arcades. So it's got 6 buttons and everything.
That's cool.
So I don't know how we're going to get that to work. I mean, like accurately. I mean, obviously you can plug a controller in it, but playing on the joystick itself is going to be like hilarious if you're actually trying to like pull off moves and stuff like that. If you could do it, you got skills. But more than likely, if I do play this thing, I'm going to hook a wireless controller.
You should have made it 2-player, dude. You could either
it's compatible 2-player because you can actually I think you go plug it into another one just like
that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
because they did that with
back in the day.
Yeah, they did it with Contra because they have Contra released on there, and you can play 2-player Contra like this. So it's kind of cool. You know, it takes what kind of batteries this thing take? I think double A's. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I think I told you guys the story behind this already, but yeah,
that's cool.
and that's it. That's all I have to show. And also, guys, remember, do not open
That's
for the
right.
PS4 and
Yeah.
PS5. It's a scary game that if you don't solve the puzzle in time, they send a monster in after you, and that's terrifying by itself. Once you see what the monster looks like, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm
Unless
sure
I
that
get caught
doesn't
by
make
that.
solving the puzzle any easier.
It does. It makes it worse, obviously. But
I think
man,
just waited to see what happened to.
yeah.
I could see myself just committing suicide and being like, start the timer over. Fuck, screw that. I'm not running away from this.
If you guys play that game called Sweet Home on the
Yeah.
PS4,
Home Sweet Home. Yeah.
it's like when that girl, like when she sees you and starts chasing you, it's just like that, pretty much.
Okay.
So, and she grabs you, and that game. Ooh, that's a scary one too.
I love that game. That was really
Yeah,
good.
it's cool. It's just
It's
weird as
again
hell.
one that's worth picking up sooner rather than later. It's already getting pretty hard to find.
Yeah, it was a
play it
GameStop
in,
exclusive, and nobody knew it. So when they were finding copies of it on eBay, everybody thought it was worth a whole bunch of money, and they were buying it off eBay. So like, it's a GameStop exclusive, but yeah, it's pretty crazy.
They got a power release, so how's it a GameStop exclusive?
Yeah, that's true. It got a power release as well. So
Like that whole thing drives me crazy when it's marketed as a exclusive, but it's sold in other regions.
right. They try, I guess they try to specify like a region, like only in America at GameStop, but they don't ever tell you that. They're just like, yeah.
All right, guys, we might call that a show. Thanks
Yeah.
everyone for watching. It's been a heap of fun. Reggie, thanks so much again for coming on.
It's been an honor.
Regular at this point, part of the furniture here. And we'll
I know, right?
be back on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah,
another
no
show on
problem.
Sunday, guys. So we'll see you Sunday night, and we'll Saturday, Sunday morning if you're in America.
That's right.
Have a good night,
Season
everyone.
three.
Peace.
Later,
everybody.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Nerds, and come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests when we got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and memes, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready, you got one more chance. You found the coolest place to be,